Where's Corey at, guys? Where's Double Toasted? What they doing? Oh, I hate these guys. I want to watch Corey. Yeah, you bunch of assholes. Yeah, fuck
you know, we're live, you asshole.
I know. But before they say, I just wanted to like call them out ahead of time. But yeah, there's gonna be no Double Toasted today. It's just us. So you hang out with us. You chill with us the entire goddamn time. You're going nowhere, goddamn. We're not saying you to anybody else.
Worst headliner ever.
A little bit. I mean, that's true. But anyways, well, you say fuck the chat all the time, so don't even fuck.
Yeah, but I don't sit there and be like, you motherfuckers, you're gonna watch this no matter
Jet,
what. I say, go fuck yourself.
Jet, tell him that he does that. You know he does that. Jet, whose side are you on?
I'm just sitting here. Barbecue sauce on my titties.
God damn it. Don't start making people start thinking of your titties with barbecue sauce on them because they're gonna love that shit, and it is what it is. Ryan saying Alan shaved. Oh my god, you did.
No, I just trimmed it. I still have the outline, but what it is it was coming in very it was just unclean. It kept looking like because I trimmed it a little bit. And it looks really unclean, so let me just kind of go down almost to the roots. It'll grow in by like next week.
Did you get deep in there?
Okay, that actually made me laugh.
Why?
Mauricio guessed the reference, but he said orange and the black reference. Can you imagine orange and the black?
Orange in the black.
Choked on water.
You know, I watch Orange is the New Black. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Orange and the black reference. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, I love you, Mauricio. That's fucking great, dude. But no. Anyways, Mauricio saying, "Wow, dude, I was gonna message you if you were gonna be talking about this before DT does tomorrow." Well, yeah. Not gonna talk about literally every single thing though, because goddamn, man, Paramount Plus they came out and said we're gonna give you fucking every goddamn thing in the world.
If HBO Max could do it, so can we.
Exactly. No, and I'm glad that like they gave a shit about the streaming war. It's almost like what you say back in the day. You like the fucking the gaming wars back in the day because the fact that they tried and they were like being really intense with each other, it came out with like the best content. And even though I disagree with that fundamentally, I think that that's kind of what they're doing now. The fact that they're taking it seriously, all this shit's just kind of like, yeah, it's like maybe we might get something for our penny. You know what I mean? Something dollars worth. Well, but yeah.
At the end of the day, when it comes down to this, we're like, well, you know, I don't want to spend $400 a month on streaming services. You really don't. It's whatever you want to watch. Well, I want to watch everything. What's the biggest complaint people have? There's not enough time to watch everything. So even if you bought everything, you wouldn't. It's the exact same problem that people have with cable of, why am I paying for channels I don't use? Well, now you have the situation where it's like, yeah, there's 100 streaming services now, but like most people have like 3, maybe 4. And that usually covers enough.
Yeah, but here's the thing. We're going to talk about something very, very...
Before you talk about that, can you go to that picture that I sent in the one chat earlier? Yeah. I want to see this. I want to see if they notice it.
So, chat, please explain this to me. But she sent us this thing in one of our group chats, and it says, for anyone who's listening, it doesn't have it in the tab or whatever. It says Idle in Tycoon, which is a sponsored app that's Facebook or whoever the fuck is kind of sponsoring. It says Manager in $, get on the action, fire emoji, and it's an App Store game. But you look at this, and it's 2, I guess, girls laying in bed together, and one girl's caption is, "Your girl is asleep. Kiss me, ... And the other girl's just sleeping.
My thing is that, well, okay, the girl's sleeping, and the blonde is actually talking to a dude that we just can't see, because being obscured by the girl with the dark hair, because that's the only way that sentence makes sense. Your girl, whoever is talking to.
Oh, I just realized, I just found it.
What?
They misspelled something here.
What? Look, I'm stupid.
Wow,
Just tell me.
Wow.
Oh my fucking god.
Chat. Yeah, chat. Reject.
You guys want to reject? Look, man, it's a fucking $4 ad they spent afternoon making.
It's a fucking... Someone put this together.
Besides that being a terrible fucking ad, like, it was right in front of you guys. I was just like, do you guys notice this?
Okay, I want to point out that I missed it because I'm stupid. How did Nick Grammar Nazi fucking miss it?
Because, dude, between you and Ganja, like, I've seen so much worse
Oh,
than this.
bullshit. You called me out on every goddamn thing possible. You missed that one until the show started.
Yeah.
Gene Edgery.
I agree. I reject nothing. No, dude, but the thing is, though, when Jet brought this up, because I was getting a show ready too, Jet, okay? It's not fucking fair. But I'm doing all this shit, I'm trying to prep the show, and she's like, check this out, like, what is it? I'm like, I don't know, like, it's...
Maybe we're focusing on the image, we're focusing on the text there. None of us even looked at the fucking, like, agree and reject.
The thing is, like, when I'm looking at this, there's so many things, like, your girl is asleep. It's like, kiss me.
Like, This ad, like, there's a whole bunch of shit wrong with it. Besides the fact, like, it's stupid as fuck.
Yeah, the manager in, like...
Just popping out at you, just like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I didn't even notice it, too. It's not like it was hidden. It's in fucking red.
And by the way, let's just say if it was reject. It's like, okay, reject or agree what? That she's asleep or that I kissed you? Like...
I think it's the kiss me part.
No, but it's like...
This is like cheating, whatever.
But it's like, all your base art belong to us type shit. It's like, this is fucking ridiculous. Like, this is the dumbest shit.
Oh, no one's saying that it's not trash, but it would have been
dude,
less trash.
The thing that's so fucking annoying. Now I'm actually kind of mad, Jet. I'm seriously mad, actually, because this actually is getting worse. Because, Jet, when you said, "Oh, you guys don't see that," and I'm like, "Oh shit, okay." Then we just started looking at like the corners and stuff. So
Yeah,
you see where the Z's are coming from right here? I thought that was a grown man's nose with a mustache underneath it.
What are you on crack?
She was fucking with me. How the fuck am I supposed to know?
I mean, yeah, that is fair, but what the fuck?
Like, let me show you. I'm gonna put my mouse over here. I thought it was this, or no, not this. Right here, where the Z's are, where the nose is. And I was like, what the like that has, or well, I don't even know. That's a nose.
That's like, how tall is that dude? How big is that dude?
Maybe he's a
like
big fat guy.
The giant fucking sleeping next to them, just chilling.
Yeah, but like, do you see what I see now? Like, I'm starting to see shit.
I mean, I see a mustache, but I don't think that's attached to anybody.
No, but look at the nose right here.
Okay, so what? Is she sleep? Oh my god, I see it now.
No, because he's probably like, girls asleep, kiss me. Like, he's saying that to this ugly bitch. Well, this ugly bitch.
Yeah, but that dude would have to be like fucking. That dude would have to be like fucking 50 feet tall. Like,
have you ever seen an anime porn? Like, usually it's like one huge super monster with tentacles. Like, it's okay.
I mean,
like,
sure, but this guy would be the Hulk.
When I first saw this ad, I thought they were basically in bed together into like some fucking poly relationship and shit. Just like, okay, like you guys are already sleeping in bed. Why you guys gotta be like, okay, she's asleep, you kiss me now? Like, what are you trying to hide? I was just like,
this
oh,
would help
like,
if you can see the dude. This could help if you see the dude she's not clearly talking to, but supposed to be talking to.
But dude, there were so many things that I was trying to like look around, like what the fuck is this? Yeah, thank you, Mauricio. Like it's a POV image.
This is a POV image?
No, that's what I was thinking too. Yeah. But Jet,
what?
When Jet
that
brings
makes
this up,
no sense. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Well, no, when Jet brings this up and she doesn't give us context, you start looking at every little thing. And I was like, oh, she mean like the dots should have a space before the dots come in, or like is it that these eyebrows are so bushy? Like I'm noticing every other little thing. I mean, look at the fucking pillow's not even laying against anything. It's like lifting off the air.
No, it is. It's lifting against the dude's giant nose.
Yeah.
But like the fact that this is a POV image means that bed has two blankets, because that blanket is clearly wrapping around the person.
Yeah. Yeah, and this one doesn't.
By the way,
have
quality content for the 41 people watching. This is the quality content you come to the Chat Attack Double Dose of Pre-Show for.
I'm literally here for trashing on these fucking mobile apps that they fucking give me because they're fucking terrible.
As we say that,
they literally always have to do with something like, oh, like your boyfriend basically just dumped you and whatever for this other girl, so now you gotta change your clothes and everything to get him back, or basically like, oh, I'm pregnant, and guess what? Now your man's gonna leave you, and now you're gonna move into this brand new house to raise your child alone. Like, why are they sending me this?
and again, as we say that, we got like 4 or 5 more people, so apparently they do come for us shitting on mobile apps.
I guess so, man. No, it's fucking crazy though.
Don't read that.
Wait, I did it like 2 seconds.
I told you not to read it.
You know how I
do. Mean, they do.
Yeah,
that doesn't matter. You don't acknowledge Gary in the chat.
Look, Gary's great, and he's definitely not wrong, as Ryan would say. Gameboy SP, thank you for leaving that comment, and you completely reminded me about what's going on with this whole situation. Fry's Electronics, do you have that over there in Canada, man?
No, I don't think so.
Really? Okay, well, fuck. But over here, it's pretty big. I love good old Fry's Electronics. I used to go there all the time to look for PC parts. They used to do lots of building your gaming PCs for you. Do the video game stuff, blah, blah, blah. But anyways, they are now gone, dead and buried. Really sucks. Not entirely sure if this has a lot to do with like the Corona stuff or whatever, the pandemic, and this hurting so many people economically. But yeah. It's a thing, and I'm pretty upset, man. A big old news stories going on about this. Permanently closes all stores nationwide. Not entirely sure if it's one of the situations like Blockbuster where maybe like one is like family owned or something. Maybe they can come back from that. But it says after nearly 36 years in business as the one-stop shop and online resource for high-tech professionals across the United States and 31 stores, Fry's Electronics has made the difficult decision to shut down its operations and close its business permanently as a result of changes in the retail industry and the challenges posed by the COVID-19 pandemic. Why would the COVID-19 pandemic affect a electronics store? It's not like it's a fucking. They're not like serving burgers there. Like what the fuck?
Well, actually, that's exactly why. Because during heavy lockdowns, non-essential places are closed. Guess what's not essential? A computer store. Guess what's essential? A flipping burgers area, because that's food. So they would have probably got shut down a lot. They would have had situations where it's like they have people just quitting on them all over. I don't know if it's a national or if it's just a city chain, but like, yeah, it would have affected them a lot. Hell, the computer areas in my place were mostly closed during the 5 lockdowns we fucking had. So it's like, it would make sense that probably maybe a smaller store would shut down. And it's like, COVID is going to be shutting down a lot of businesses.
Yeah, so Joe, what are your thoughts on this? Because I know you've been to one at least once, but also too, like, what are some tech stores or just stores in general that have gone down in the past decade that's really affected you?
I mean, the only tech stores I can actually think of, like, I really only went in these places a couple times, so I mean, I didn't really care. I mean, Best Buy's still around, but I mean, hell, Circuit City, Radio Shack.
Oh, Circuit City was the shit in that building.
We had Circuit City up here for a while, then they renamed themselves.
But the Circuit City used to have this really interesting looking building. Oh yeah, like this is a good example over here. There's some that have way bigger, like like the entrance has a way taller fucking entrance block or whatever. But I used to love like driving by this place, like, oh man, yeah, Big Lots is pretty huge too. Look at that. The Big Lots I have is nowhere near as identifiable as this one.
I will say, I thought Fry's was just a grocery store. I didn't think it was a electronics place too.
Well, yeah, when you were living here, you went to Fry's Food and Drug, which is literally what the grocery store is called. But when I was a kid, I always thought that was funny. Like, you buy drugs there, like it's fucking funny.
Yes.
Yeah, but I mean, good drugs though, like to help people. But yeah, I mean, dude, I was like you, Alan. I thought like they sold crack there. That there was a crack store.
I mean, you're a kid. It's like drugs. All kinds of drugs too. Where's the heroin section?
Yeah, exactly right. Just walking down aisle and it's like, oh yeah, heroin.
Fresh heroin made from like family grown heroin.
Brightburn said, read what I said earlier. Okay, yeah, if you can, just
the
repost
Spider-Man shit. So he's actually talking about the Spider-Man stuff, the naming stuff. That I figure we're gonna get to it at some point.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, we're talking about all
Actually,
that.
are we gonna go straight into topics, or are we gonna
Probably should
announce the one thing first?
Well, we're gonna announce one thing first, but another thing he says too. Brightburn said, GameStop replaced Funko-Land.
The fuck is Funko-Land?
Yeah, I was gonna.
Yeah,
man, I was about to ask y'all if you knew what it was, so I'm glad.
I would have got if they said like Hollywood Video, but then it's just like. That one at the same
fuck is
time.
Funko-Land?
Yeah, but GameStop apparently replaced
What a
it.
terrible logo! I can't even read that. The letters are popping out so randomly, like legitimately hard to read that. FLUC Oh my god!
That outside looks like somewhere where teachers go to buy books.
That outside looks like somewhere that's got shut down because of fucking a bunch of murders happened.
Yeah, man, but no, but it's just kind of weird how many people have replaced other people that, I mean, granted, it's like, oh, I can still remember when Radio Shack was the shit, and it's like, we still remember very fondly of GameStop before it became a Power Up Rewards fucking, like, nickel and dime your ass fucking type place. Yeah. So I'm wondering, like, man, in 10 years, we're gonna look back, like, remember GameStop? Remember that was a topic, and there was a whole Robin Hood fucking stuff?
Remember that almost shut down the entire economy?
Yeah. It's fucking crazy. Cable
I can't believe that's how it ends. That's how GameStop. By the way, did you see GameStop went back up to $150?
Oh, really? So they're still
Yeah, it just shot right back up.
That's fucking insane. I did not know about that. So, man, if you and Gonch are doing that thing with Sam Goody. Oh, Sam Goody was the shit, bro. I fucking love Sam Goody.
What?
Dude, Sam Goody was the shit. They had their own version of Geek Squad. That was fucking awesome. Marissa says he put in $10. Hey, man. Do whatever you're gonna do when it comes to stocks, but just be careful.
Maybe I'm just showing my age, but not knowing what the fuck you're talking about.
I don't know what the fuck Sam Goody is either.
Well, they died so fast, but man, Sam Goody was pretty cool. So you go in there, it's basically like an FYE place. FYE was for your entertainment. Over here, they would sell.
No, that's what that stands for.
This shit would literally sell stuff like that was new only for like a month, and then would get rid of it. They were such a trendy place, and because they were small stores. Like this one over here looks kind of big. But you would see places more so like this, where it was like, hey, man, if this is a thing that came out like in the month of the current, then it'll be here. But they move it all out very fast. So I don't know if it was because like they sell them really fast, or they switch them, they maybe sell them mass market to some other store. But I think that's probably what fucked them up because they're just like, hey, what if people don't buy this shit? Maybe entertainment currently is not interesting. Well, who's gonna buy the new CDs and the new movies and DVDs? And by the way, too, it's like it was really hard to Because like, keep in mind, when DVDs first came in, they were still trying to do VHSs. So like, there's only so much room you have for both VHS and DVDs. Same thing when the Blu-rays came in, HD DVDs, and then, and Alan, I don't know you remember this shit. Remember that horrible fucking time when you would get a DVD, but you accidentally get full screen instead of widescreen, and vice versa? Imagine.
No, I actually don't remember that.
Oh, you don't, dude? I used to hate that shit because people are still using 4/3 TVs, those sizes, where it was more vertical than wide.
Yeah.
So if you get like a widescreen video or DVD, most of the screen is just black borders.
You know, I never dealt with that problem because around the time of that switch, I actually exclusively watched everything on my computer. So I never had to actually deal with that problem because between VLC and Windows Media Player, it would accommodate my screen.
Yeah, and same here. I remember doing that too. But I remember like buying it for my parents. Like I remember bought Tomb Raider was one of the first full screen DVDs I ever, or widescreen DVDs I ever bought. And widescreen is supposed to be the good thing, by the way. Those are more expensive. People are like, holy shit, get the widescreens. But you'd buy it. But if your parents are still old school, they don't want to get the new TVs, which I totally understand because motherfucker, they would put it in. And they're like, wow, I can't see shit.
I want a random applause to the TV industry for realizing that creating those gigantic coffin TVs. Like, whoever invented flat screen TVs, their birthday needs to be a national holiday because Jesus fucking Christ. Do you remember having to move one of those fucking things?
But do you remember being able to put your drink on top of it and stuff? That was fun.
You know what else was fun?
What?
When you were in school and whatever, and it was like the last day, and then the teacher like brings in that big ass TV on wheels.
Yeah, they brought that shit in like as Hannibal Lecter.
And then you know how to work it because the fucking got the wrong fucking wires. Do you know how many times I had to hook up one of those things? Because apparently I'm the only kid in class that knows how to fucking run like red, white, and I hated those fucking things. Oh my god, they were the worst.
I'm gonna read the chat a little bit really quick because Ryan said, "If I want full screen, I'll just get VHS." Thank you, I agree with that. Brightburn saying Funkoline used to sell Super Nintendo's brand new. And by the way, I heard rumors about a new Nintendo Switch, and they're calling it the Super Nintendo Switch. That would be kind of cool. I would like that.
That'd be a terrible name.
What you call it? Gary's saying Sam Goodies was the place when I used to buy all my horror movies. Oh, really? That's cool. He says I would constantly buy thousands of horror movies on DVDs back in the day. Yeah, Super Fan saying I miss my Sam Goody. I bought so many used anime there, and it was my go-to place for foreign candy and snacks. My town also never changed its name to FYE, so it remained Sam Goody up until close to 2015. I met my current boyfriend there. Thankfully, FYE still exists. Now away from me under the same name, Coconuts, or under the name Coconuts. That's a weird fucking name to change it to FYE to Coconuts.
That's a weird transition to FYE to Coconuts. Like,
yeah.
I mean, why not? Coconuts are delicious.
I mean, yeah, but like DVDs aren't.
Yes. I don't know. They could have flavored DVDs.
Cable Toys is where this person got all their SNES and N64 games, as a bad boy said. Yeah. So I don't know, man. I remember doing this though. So you're talking about those TVs in class, Jet. But do you remember when they brought in those smart, what do you call it, like smart boards?
Oh, you mean the projector? No, wait.
Well, see, there are projectors. It's weird. It's like, let me see.
I don't know what the fuck a smart board is because every time I do that, someone shows me a whiteboard. I'm pretty sure that's not the same thing.
No, it is. It is. So, yeah, this is a smart board. So essentially, this right here, the thing on top.
Oh, yeah.
It's a projector, but it's projecting also with like data. Like you can have like a computer hooked up to the top of that fucking thing.
Those things always fucked up.
Yep, every fucking day.
Every school I ever went to was way too broke to afford one of those. Every single one. I went to 3 and they never had those.
Yeah, but I used to think they were cool because I always liked the idea of projection. Like, has there ever been a type of technology that you kind of wish you had until you get it and you're like, wow, this is so inconvenient? So I'm curious. I know that's probably like a loaded question. Like,
not off the top of my head. I feel like I should know some of them, but I really can't think like right now off the top of my head.
Okay.
So wait, what was that again? Like, what exactly?
Has there ever been like a piece of technology or some kind of like item, like a materialistic item, that you always wanted, and then once you got it, you felt like it was a bigger pain in the ass to have than it was to have? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it was just like one of those things. Like, wow, this is actually really inconvenient.
You actually
but I
didn't
really
want
wanted it. Yeah.
Oh, I actually just bought something like that, but am I gonna get rid of it? No, absolutely not.
But what is this item though?
It's I don't know. It's like maybe it's called like a Devo or something like that. It's basically something that looks like one of those old computers, and you can play games on it and stuff like that. And it has Bluetooth connected to it, so it can be a speaker, and then or an alarm. And then it basically just displays like pixel graphics while you have it on and stuff. Yep, that's exactly it.
Yep.
Oh, that thing, yeah.
Yeah. So I don't need this at all, and it basically just takes up space. But I mean, I'm decorating my room, so I don't give a shit. I like it.
No, I like this
can't
thing.
really think of anything. Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm liking this, to be honest. I think it's a kind of a cute little thing, especially if you have like a stream or whatever. Like if you start showing yourself on camera, you can probably show this, whatever, and it can do little Twitch things and whatnot. I think it's pretty cool. For me, I used to hate TVs on wheels. Those fucking things used to get on my fucking nerves, bro. Because basically, and it got like nothing here. I'm looking over here, and all this shit looks way too like fancy tech, whatever. I'm talking about like the TV itself is not on top of any particular.
Oh, it just has wheels on the bottom?
Yeah, like imagine like
That's
you put
fucking
this,
stupid.
So a
Yeah.
lot of these look very inconvenient.
yeah.
Extremely.
They're really only good for presentations in an area where you have a projector.
Oh, I think this might be it. No, that's not an entertainment center. Oh, that's another thing. Oh, I'm so glad I found this, sir. I
What?
fucking hate entertainment centers. I really do.
So
They're
are
such a pain in the
entertainment
fucking
just
ass.
shelves?
Yes, but the thing is, I had one like this. I had one.
Oh,
Very, very
oh
close
yeah,
to
I
it.
had one like those too.
Yeah, for
Yep.
one, the TV, that the part where you put the TV at, it almost always never is perfect for like the amount of size of TV you're going to get. And then they have these little like drawers where you put like tapes in, right, or whatever the fuck medium that is
Yeah.
of the time. But it's never enough to actually put them in there. And then when you fucking put it in and you try to get some out, your hand gets fucking stuck. You cut your hand on the fucking thing because they have some stupid piece of cord.
$5,000. Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
Just to put shit there. Like, what the fuck?
And the thing is, you never actually fill up the cabinets either. Like it's just almost always empty. You're
No,
just
you always
filling
put junk in there. You just like fuck it. I don't feel like putting this somewhere, so you throw in there. At the end of the day, especially because they needed that. Okay, entertainment centers were designed for when TVs had a huge back to them. Like you could literally fit a family of four in some of those.
They had those big fat asses.
Yeah, they're huge fat asses, thick as hell. So in order to cover up how ugly that was, you got a really big entertainment center that would essentially cover up most of that space, so it looked really nice. But because TVs are not flat, you can essentially mount them to the wall without any problems. You just need essentially a decent, a decent shelf on the bottom to hold some of your DVDs, a DVD player, Blu-ray player, game consoles, all that stuff. So you don't have to get such a big, ugly piece of shit. In a lot of cases, you might not, depending on where you put your wires, you might not have to have half that shit even there. You can have it in a different room.
Yeah, I mean it's really annoying. And then, dude, moving out your house.
Oh my fucking god!
Bro.
Again, big ass TV, 4 fucking people, 1 person in each corner, just to get that shit out the door. I just don't know how we got the TV out half the time.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, I know I'm going on a big old fucking thing, but so I love couches and I love to recline.
Yeah.
Okay, but oh, here they are. I found them. This piece of shit.
What the
Moving
fuck
this
is
out.
that thing? Is that a movie theater seat someone stole?
No, because these are actually kind of cheap. But believe it or not, like, because I've seen so look at the bottom. You see how that thing pulls out?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that there's no purpose to that pulling out. If you put like a pillow there or something, you'd put something like in the bottom of your feet to be like, ooh, yeah, I'm in the middle and that's relaxing. But then the fucking thing where the cups go, you can actually put that into the chair. But if you sit on it, you always feel that hard ass piece of wood. So it's never a good fucking like seat to sit in. And
Again,
then,
it looks like a movie theater seat that someone just stole.
Imagine if basically you're like rushing to go sit down and you jump on the couch and then
Oh.
basically the wood just hits you in the ass.
I am now paralyzed.
it fucking hurts so bad. It hurts so bad. And then the worst part, man, is when you try to move that shit out and you have to grab it from the side or whatever, it never fails.
yeah,
Some
yeah.
asshole every single time, doesn't matter, some asshole always hits that fucking button where it reclines as we're moving it out of the fucking house. And we get stuck in the fucking doorway, somebody falls and blames the other motherfucker. Oh, you motherfucker. Like, I hate this fucking couch. I hate this fucking couch. I would rather sit on fucking dining chairs forever than have one of these fucking things. And guess what? I have one of those things because my mom was like, oh, you gotta get the fucking couch with the reclining. It's like, how about not? How about when it's time to lay down, you just go fucking lay down?
Well,
Jesus.
I think that's a perfect way to jump into the Paramount news that a couple people are asking.
Yeah, no
'Cause
shit.
this looks just like movie theater seats.
Well, we will in a bit, actually, but I want to tell people about something really quick, because I know I'm going off about fucking couches. Like, okay, you guys ran out of shit to talk about. No, we got a lot.
Oh, trust me, this man can go on forever about random bullshit.
I know, because Alan's doing everybody a favor now. He's like, okay, that's great, but, like, he's going off. We gotta fucking
And
make this
another
listen now.
thing,
But no, so one of the things we always do, by the way, and I noticed, by the way, you guys haven't been complaining about commercials. Let me know those are not working, by the way, because I do want commercials to work. But sometimes, well, for real, it's like we gotta do something.
These ads. It's working.
Yeah, thank you. You're really inconveniencing us, Nick. Thank you very much. Hopefully it's helping you out. No, but the thing is though, is that people when they bring it up, I don't like to ask for subs all the time, or whatever. But yeah, if you guys want to see commercials, etc., then you obviously sub, and there's a goal to you want to do with the subs. And every single time that you guys donate, I'm always like, hey, thank you for doing this, and we're working on something. All this money is going to somewhere, and I will respond to that in a minute. There, Mike. Thank you very much. I did hear about the news, and it'll be fun to talk about in a minute, but. When people do this, I always explain to them that we're putting the money right back in the system, and I haven't been able to actually showcase that. And yeah, there's been lots of reasons why we didn't want to show it yet, but I think it's now time. Thank you very much for the bits. It actually fits very, very much in this conversation because we want to showcase some of the stuff that's been worked on. Now, granted, there's so much more. We're only like 20% in to the big changes, but I just want to show you guys this is all thanks to you guys and your support and everything too. What we've been working on. So first off, it's going to be this little page over here. These are the newest amount of emotes that we've actually gotten. And here they are right here. I was taking a long time trying to find this shit. But yeah, this is some emotes that you guys can use on the channel and whatnot too. I don't know how... I'm curious if people think like, hey, like, who's who? Obviously Ganja's the one who...
I think it'd be pretty easy to figure out who the fuck I am.
Yeah. Like...
I don't think you have to really stretch that far to figure out where I am on this list.
Yasu was saying she loves the Psyduck one. Blasian said there should be at least a bird with Alan. Oh yeah, we actually will have one. That we actually already have one. I just forgot to put that up.
Yeah, we actually already have Penelope. We're saving that until the actual release. Actually.
Ryan saying I don't know what the raccoon and frog had to do with anything, but totes absorbs. I don't know what the fuck that means, buddy.
I was gonna say, do you not pay attention to half the shit they talk about on Facebook?
No shit, right? Wow. By the way, did you see what Gary said? I've never seen your.
I'm ignoring him. I ignore him. I don't acknowledge his existence in the chat.
He gave one of the best fucking like misspellings of your name ever. But this is not all. We got some more emoji or emotes. I always say emojis because I'm fucking old. But here we go. These were done a while back actually. And some of you guys might know what some of these mean. These are all very...
I still can't believe somebody went out of their way to make that. They must have thought you were the biggest 4-year-olds. Like, how the fuck do these 4-year-olds have enough money to fucking make me do high art of doo-doo?
Yeah.
Well, make sure, and I want like fucking gas coming out from the corners and like a background yellow so that they make sure they get it.
Yeah, I think Penelope's really excited. She's like, "Fuck yeah, doo-doo!" But no, as I've said a couple of times on streams, I'll be like, hey, welcome to the Doo-Doo District. And then on Discord, my name is Nick Doo-Doo Diaz.
For some fucking reason, he chose that.
Well, Roxy nicknamed me that. That's not even my idea. That's completely...
You literally call yourself Poop Soup on Steam.
Well, that's a good idea. That was
Fuck
nice. You! Well, Ryan, thank you for the bits, by the way. He says, where's the basically emote? Dude...
I was thinking about that. We only have room for 6, so I'm just like, you know what? And
I was gonna say, what are the random words that we say consistently? That's just gonna be there.
These were made some time ago, and for some reason we did PP. But maybe if we do another batch, basically we'll be in there. Basically.
So PP is an inside joke because Eddie Hendricks, who is probably watching right now in the chat, but he joined us on Call of Duty Warzone, and we started doing these really stupid ass like Mexican voice jokes, and we're like, hey, come over here, PP, like whatever the fuck was dumb as shit. So lots of these things are inside jokes, but at the same time, I think that they could be used for other things too, especially Doo-Doo. Doo-Doo is so fucking great.
Oh my god.
But these will unlock at certain tiers as far as you guys subscribing to us and everything. And this is not all. Like, we have some that we're not showing here, but these 8 over here and then the 6, I believe, over here, these are going to be combined with a whole bunch of other ones. So you guys are going to have a lot of stuff to use in the Twitch chat and everything. Not to mention there's going to be lots of things we want to do for subscriber goals. Yeah, it's going to be fun shit.
Someone asked if these are going to be used in Discord. I can see that.
Can we use them in Discord, the same ones?
Yeah.
Yep, we can probably do that.
Okay.
Yeah. So it'll be really cool, man. I really want to use these as much as I can, but then at the same time too, I just want to give you guys options to do stuff too. So it should be fun. You can use Doo-Doo when Alan's talking about his opinions on something that fits. because he's they're due to opinions.
You can do embarrassing when Nick has an opinion on literally anything. And go, wow, that's so embarrassing.
You can have pee when you
when Nick
y'all.
fucks up a joke.
Fuck you. You know what? And the way you did your shape, whatever the fuck, it doesn't even look good, bitch.
It's fine. It'll grow back.
Yeah.
Can you say the same for yours?
It does look good too, by the way. I just I'm an asshole. I don't know how to get a win here. God damn it. That's too offensive. Well, damn, I might unsubscribe to Chris and move my Chris you off for the side duck emote.
No, don't. Hey, don't do that. Chris is a friend of the channel. We don't need him getting mad at us.
Yeah, no. I don't want you guys to unsubscribe.
Or I
to
mean,
anybody
that just means we have to make more side duck emotes.
Exactly.
We were actually thinking of making the actual sub badges either Psyduck or Penelope. Actually, we should. That's actually one thing we should make a poll on: either Psyduck or Penelope for the sub badges.
Yeah. I think Penelope works so much better for that. And she's such a memeable bird. You know what I mean? Okay, I'm gonna see because we're talking about content. I'm gonna look this up, Alan. Okay?
What?
Because he posted.
Also, that's what I said. That's what I said they were kidding.
Oh my god, he just posted 4 images! He goes out of his way to make Gertz look like a fucking Renaissance painting, but I always look like homeless people. Like this, seriously, I fucking hate you, Gary. I hate this show.
Oh god, I love that character in that movie too. Oh, and you hate that movie too, don't you?
I don't. No, I don't. I was making the joke because Trump shows up in it in like 2 seconds. I'm like, oh yeah, fuck this movie.
Okay.
Actually, I do like Home Alone too.
Home
Not
Alone.
as good as the first one, but whatever.
Looks like Ryan made a poll, and it looks like Penelope's winning so far.
Oh shit, yeah. Let's see.
You know, it's kind of weird that because of the green screen, Penelope hasn't been on the shows in a while because I can't get her to show up because for some fucking reason she blends into the fucking background.
For some
My room
reason,
is
what you
really
mean
messy.
that it's a green screen? Maybe that might be the reason.
Yeah, but she's not green.
But yeah, Penelope, 7 votes, and Psyduck gained 2 votes. So yeah, man. I don't know. It's up to you guys. As far as what's gonna be winning there.
Actually, I just noticed the name of the poll.
Wait, what?
Who should be the bird emoji? I mean, Psyduck is a bird.
Oh yeah. Shit. I don't know. I feel stupid. I don't want to say anything. I don't want to say nothing. I feel dumb.
Psyduck is a bird, so it is technically right.
I don't think it's a bird.
I'm pretty sure it's a bird. It has it's like a duck. So duck's a bird.
It's a bird, but it's supposed to be what should be the sub badge.
Oh, whatever.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I mean, I think that's probably Either way, I mean,
see, that's what I mean about Jet, man. Is like just like with that fucking picture from earlier. Like she made me like, I don't know if it's a bird or whatever. That's not even the fucking problem. But like, I feel so stupid. Thank you, Jet. You make me feel very dumb.
Either way, well, obviously we're gonna discuss it further, see what works more. Maybe it could be both. Switch it up. 1 month is this, 1 month is that. There's no reason we can't like have the other, you know?
Yeah, no, I get you. But here's the thing: we're gonna start going into our topics and everything here now, sir,
Alrighty.
buddy. Got to get your opinion on this because we
What's
already know what I feel about it, and it's not even really that important. But Spider-Man 3 official title revealed, along with new logo and cast video. What's it called? No Way Home. Some dumb shit. What do you feel about it, man?
At the end, look, my opinions on the MCU Spider-Man have been well known. I'll sum it up really quick. I've never really been a huge fan of both the actual interpretation of the character as well as the movies themselves. I felt like Homecoming, as much as I enjoyed the name, because it was like, hey, Spider-Man coming back home to Marvel. I felt that the movie was very average for a Spider-Man movie. It wasn't as bad as Andrew Garfield's movies can go, and it wasn't as good as some of the Sam Raimi ones. So it just felt like very like safe. It felt like they were playing it by the book, and they didn't really do anything interesting to push the wire. They did cool set pieces, but nothing interesting enough to really stand out. And then Far From Home comes out, and I'm like, look, you did the whole home thing. Far From Home, I get it. First time we ever see Spider-Man in a different country. Okay, fine. But that movie is terrible. I honestly hate almost everything about that fucking movie. We rushed through this romance that apparently Mary Jane and the Peter Parker were always together or some shit, even though she barely acknowledged him in the last movie. And now apparently they're in love with each other and it's the love of his life or some stupid shit. And it's like there's so much stuff that just gets rushed with the characters, and the comedy just gets rid of any sort of like stakes that it's going for. It has good parts, but it has fucking terrible parts. And I was just like, at this point, I really am sick and tired of this character who doesn't seem to ever earn a lot of the stuff that he's getting. Like, his $1 billion suit really fucking makes me mad. And then this one comes out, and it's like the same level of comedy in that fucking teaser. And No Way Home, like, okay, I get it. You're doing the Home trilogy. Like, I highly doubt if they do a fourth one, they're going to call it Home. I think they just want to end it on the word home. So
Well,
I'm like, whatever.
that,
It's not bad.
that's the interesting thing that you brought out there, because I'm looking over here, and another thing from MovieWeb, it says Tom Holland's Spider-Man contract is up after No Way Home. So this might be the last one, dude.
I see what I'm expecting what's going to happen is that it's with Marvel, so Sony's going to get the rights, and they're going to want to make Spider-Man movies. Maybe they'll make it with Tom Holland, who knows. But I think it's going to be a situation where whenever a contract, like they're going to have, they're discussing the future right now, and Sony's probably going to play hardball. But my guess is that someone's going to start doing Miles Morales story, because like right now, no MCU character except for Thor has more than 3 movies, except for, well, again, Spider-Man. But they signed like 10 fucking deals with this dude, so it's like, I think that he's definitely gonna be Spider-Man for a while longer. Is it under Marvel or if it's under Sony? Who knows?
Well, I will say though, with Tom Holland, this being his contract, and it's going to be up after this.
Sorry, I'm loving the chat right now.
Yeah, the next movie,
Spider-Man
Tom
Home
Holland's
Away
going
from
to
Home,
be.
Take Me Home Tonight.
Yeah, but no, I'm sure the next movie, and I'm surprised someone said this shit yet, but especially with this particular topic, it's like, yeah, after Spider-Man 3, apparently he's going to be homeless. That'll be the next Tom Holland movie with Marvel or whatever. Dude, whatever co-host actually shared this with us earlier today.
Oh, shit, I should send you the one I made for Home Alone.
Oh, yeah, the Home Alone one. That shit was great.
I'll send it to the chat real quick.
But yeah, looking at this, and like, people are making jokes about this, but it's like, wow, it's pretty fucking stupid, considering the fact that, for one, why are we putting more investing our emotions or ideas or fandom into a series that's literally going to be up after this? This is fucking stupid. He's going to be gone. And if not, and he's going to just continue this story on, or this character or whatever with the Marvel stuff, then this is all just some financial contractual obligation that we're just watching, and it's not even content anymore. This is fucking stupid.
Not necessarily, because you have the trilogies are what essentially define the character going forward. Look at Captain America, because Captain America is the best trilogy in the MCU.
Wait, hold on. That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard. So let me, and not to be a dick to you or anything, but it's like, what trilogy has ever...
Wow, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Not to be a dick, man, fuck you.
Well, no, but that's the thing. It's like every trilogy... The reason why they're called trilogies is because they're not quadrilogies. Like, there's not a thing that comes on afterwards. They just retcon the whole fucking thing and start over from the beginning. So what are you talking about? Like, that's not... What?
Yeah, no, what are you talking about? That's exactly what I'm talking about. Look at the Sam Raimi trilogy, for talking specifically Spider-Man. Starts off in one place and then grows over to... the ending of that point is like, okay, this is the definition of the character moving forward, because they might not necessarily get another trilogy. They might be... for instance, Spider-Man, it's like, yeah, they were never going to do another one because trilogies were big when Sam Raimi's doing stuff. Nobody was even thinking about extended universe to like do a trilogy. That's why trilogies were almost perfected. We know how trilogy is made because we spent like decades doing trilogies. When it comes to cinematic universes, we don't really know how that works yet because we don't know if we're going to continue the character. But again, I always look at what's the best, like almost objectively at this point, what's the best MCU trilogy? It's Captain America. It's the most consistent in quality. In some cases, it has some of the best movies in there that people like collectively like. Yeah. People love Winter Soldier. They think it's one of the best MCU movies. Civil War is my favorite MCU movie. But again, that character, when his movie ended, he still had like 1 or 2 Avengers movies, and you got to see what that character's definition was to the end. When it comes to Spider-Man, we're gonna have the No Way Home, and that's gonna be his definition moving forward. He might not get another solo movie. Look at Iron Man. Iron Man's ended right after Ultron, and then did like a bunch more movies because that character. Iron Man 3 fully defined that character. We then saw him move on, get a little bit of development, but they never gave him another solo movie.
Wait, no.
What do you mean, no?
Because in Age of Ultron, he fucked everything up, and then, like, obviously lots of things happened with him and Spider-Man, and then Infinity War happened, where that was another fucking huge layer of character on
Yes,
it.
but again, we Iron Man 3 set up what that character's definition is, but then it has spouts of character development in the other movies. Not like super, like we're going to focus entirely on him, because we know the character now. We don't need to put any more time because we spent 3 movies with him. Thor kind of is almost the worst one.
You say you don't spend more time with him. It's like he was like the Spider-Man movies are just Iron Man movies.
That's again, but what I mean is like spending on time with him. Like, what is he up to? Because he influences the world. But as far as like him, like learning anything, it's like no, he does. We get to see basically all the lessons that he learned. We get to see them pay off. because we defined what the lessons he needs to learn is, and we're gonna see if that mattered anything. Because again, what's his entire thing learning in Iron Man 3? He's like, hey, I have to be able to move on from this stuff, and he does that with Endgame, where he sacrifices himself for his daughter and the fucking universe.
Yeah, it's almost like he learned something in Endgame, which
he
indicate
he did. He learned something in Endgame and fucking died.
Like that he's not fully defined by the trilogy.
Yeah, it is, because he is fully. Again, I say that definition. I didn't say fully defined. I said a definition of that character.
Fully defined.
But even then, you still learn stuff if you're fully defined, because once you have a character that's defined or fully defined, you then get to put them in interesting situations to see what happens to that character. Once you have a fully, for instance, again, look at Batman. Batman in general. Any single time there's a movie, you know Batman's deal. Take the next animated Batman movie. You know what Batman's deal is. What if we take that deal and put him in a new thing? How does he react to that? So we sit there like, well, it might be predictable or it might be out of left field. That's what you do once you finish essentially defining a character. With Spider-Man, it has been a bit inconsistent, but he hopefully, again, with this next movie, we will get to a point where we'll see what this character's full motivations are to see what happens when we put him in different situations. Because as much as I don't like this MCU idea of it, I do like Tom Holland. As opposed, I hate Spider-Man, but I like Peter Parker. Because you see him consistently struggling with the fact that he has to make a choice. Am I going to have a childhood or not? Am I going to be a kid or not? Because if he becomes an Avenger and says, that's my entire job, he could die tomorrow. Not even by fucking up. Because he didn't fuck up in Infinity War. He did not at all. He did everything right, and he still pretty much, he would have died if Iron Man didn't save the fucking day. So it's like, that's a choice he has to make, and he does struggle with that. That's what I like about that. But I'm curious, like, what are they going to do with this? Is he going to give up being Spider-Man, or is he going to keep going?
Yeah. Like, I agree with
Fuck you, Lurkuro. I'll read up earlier, but I was busy arguing with Nick.
Well, no, because, like, here's the thing. For me, because, I mean, this will literally be the bigger discussion than even the topic, and I don't want to do that because there's so many things we're going to touch on. So I'll agree to disagree with you here. But, like, and I'm not saying like you're wrong because I am disagreeing with you, but at the same time, I just want to kind of put my opinion out there too, where it's like, I don't think these trilogies do define characters, because if that was the case, then they wouldn't be trilogies. They would just be, 3 movies as this character either continues or just a spin-off with the same actor and the same story, the same whatever. Like, I don't mind when characters are recast. That's cool, especially if we're going to hang out with the same canon. But you look at shit like with Spider-Man, and it's like, this is the most, like, and I'm going to make people really mad in the chat, and I honestly do not care because, look, I love Spider-Man as well. I used to love him so much. He was literally, like, my 3rd favorite superhero in all of this shit. But when you have so many people keep retconning and changing the canon, and, oh, well, this thing didn't happen. Oh, but it's a multiverse thing. But, well, this thing's not really having a multiverse, but we're going to bring that in later. But then this thing, oh, and then Spider-Man's actually Miles Morales. Oh, but he died. But then, no, he didn't die. But then he's played by this guy. Oh, but he's black. No, he's not black. He's this. No, but, it's like, okay, can we just agree that you guys just got a way of not making other characters and instead just prostituted the name of Spider-Man to the point where this character means fucking nothing anymore and he's fucking trash? Because that's literally what it is.
Because they will often throw the name around. That's why I have the Spider-Gwen and all that stuff. But again, you have different runs of this character. Even, again, the MCU. You have the Raimi trilogy, where you have a version of Spider-Man that is different than the Sony basically duology, or whatever the fuck you want to call it, the 2 movies they did. They would have done a 3, but they fucking shit the bed so hard. Those characters, even though they have a similar background, aren't the same. They act differently. They approach things differently. And the thing about Spider-Man, and what actually allowed him, same thing with Batman, even more so than Batman and Superman, what allowed Spider-Man to be one of the most popular ones is everybody could take a stab at Spider-Man because you understood the basics of Spider-Man. He's a kid that is struggling with his identity, usually in a situation where he's very kind of broke or on the verge of being homeless, which is hilarious considering the fucking names. But he is someone that struggles. He struggles with the fact that it's like, hey, am I going to be a regular person or am I going to be a superhero? Because unlike every other superhero in the entire existence, Spider-Man's the only one that's broke. Like, Batman's a billionaire. Tony Stark's a billionaire.
Okay, no. Once again, I gotta fundamentally disagree. The guy literally has a $1 billion fucking suit.
No, that's my problem with the MCU Spider-Man. But I'm talking about Spider-Man in general as a character. He, like, when you look at the Sam, actually both Sam Raimi and Sony get that better, where it's like, hey, he is a kid that barely has any money to his name. That's one of the biggest problems with the MCU one. But that's where the different interpretations come. You essentially can take the core of that character and put him in different situations and see how that character can change. That's what makes Spider-Man so fresh for people, because there is always something new and something different. Even if it's not good, I don't like the MCU Spider-Man, but I can understand it is different. It's too different for my personal taste, but there's a bunch of people in the chat that fucking love that shit. It's like I just want them to take it a little bit more seriously, not like super serious. He doesn't have to turn into the fucking Punisher, but just don't sit there and have a fucking fart joke every 2 minutes.
Yeah. E-Mike, really quick, though, he says, I wasn't a fan of the Iron Man story for 2 reasons. One, that made the Mandarin look like a joke, and 2, it was just too much shit
Oh
going
my
on.
fucking god.
Yeah, it was fucking ridiculous. Lunatrix says he's still broke, so, okay, maybe you're right. Maybe I don't know a lot of this stuff, because Alan does know his shit more so than I do, but I'm very, very, like... When I look at these movies, I really do pay attention because I really try hard to find it in myself to not look at this shit like it's fucking stupid. Like, because that's the thing. It's like, when you don't like something and you watch something and you're really, really, like, trying to absorb all of it and digest it, you have to force yourself in this mode of, like, okay, find 20 things about this thing that I don't care about that I like just so I can kind of meet in the middle and see why somebody would like it. But when I'm running out of fucking things to fake like, it's like, holy shit, what the fuck? Lucero saying Spider-Man's been wealthy for a while. He worked for Tony Stark in comics. Yeah.
No, he hasn't been wealthy. They do the recent updates because of the fact that they want to connect it to a lot of what's going on with the Tom Holland MCU. But like, yeah, the Miles Morales, the new version, is a new version of broke Spider-Man. Exactly, new version of broke Spider-Man because Spider-Man's entire thing was that he was broke. You're either a billionaire or you're a fucking demon spawn or an alien that doesn't have any concept of money. That's really how you are when it comes to being a superhero.
And Green Lantern, point, by the way, this is the thing. This is kind of why I want to argue with you, but whatever argument you're going to have, I will just lose to you.
Sure.
But Yasuba brings up a really good point. She says, I thought you worked for J. Jonah Jameson. And you would think, like, okay, we probably didn't get paid very, very well for that. But
he got paid like shit.
But here's the thing, though. He literally started posing, and this is in the first movie, and this is in the animated show, and it's in Game Boy Advance game, too. But he literally started taking pictures of himself with his powers because of the web stuff. And he got promoted and got a bunch of money.
Yeah, no. He got promoted. You're right. But the Sam Raimi movies and the animated show, specifically he might be getting promoted, getting a little bit of money, but it's all under the table, which means J. Jonah Jameson pays him whatever the fuck he wants. So it's like, hey, $50 per photo. I mean, you sent me a bunch of photos, cool, but these photos kind of suck. I'm gonna give you $300 for this, and it's like for a week, and it's like $300 for a week living in New York. Motherfucker, I'm surprised he isn't homeless. There's a reason they didn't modernize that bullshit and just had to live with Aunt May, because there ain't no way that motherfucker's affording like the $2,500 rent. It would be on like fucking $300 a week. Like, go fuck yourself.
That thing was ridiculous too. It's like, once again, I don't like when people try to do the whole poor thing, because for one, people who write these characters don't know what it's like to be fucking poor. And like, we're gonna talk about this later, but like Superman and Lois. Lois, whatever. I don't even know how to say her fucking name.
But the thing is that that's important to the character because, again, I bring up that Batman and Tony Stark and Thor and all those other people don't have to worry about that, so they could just be superheroes anytime they want. Batman just does it to keep up his appearances. Tony Stark, it's like he doesn't give a shit. He already revealed his identity. The thing that made Spider-Man really appreciated to people, or what people actually gravitate towards it, is he was a struggling person. He had to choose, hey, am I going to eat this week, or am I going to save people's lives? And now the constant struggle, because it's like, does Batman have to worry about money? He could just never work again and wouldn't have to worry about that. Same thing with Tony Stark. Company runs itself. Thor, he's a fucking space god. He can just go to fucking Asgard and get a fucking feast and doesn't have to worry about anything. But Spider-Man's like, fuck, if I don't go to school, I'm going to get kicked out and lose my scholarship, and that's it. I'm homeless. And it's like, or that fucking bridge falls and 100 people die. That's what made Spider-Man really, people gravitate towards him, because that was a consistent choice he had to make.
Yeah, no, I get you, and but yeah, I mean, as far as this character goes, though, it's just like I feel like no matter what, at this point, I'm pretty upset with this particular thing of Spider-Man. I liked Homecoming, but every single time there's another layer to this character that happens, and it has to do with Tony somehow. It makes me laugh at Homecoming, like, haha, that could have been a good movie. Wow, more things keep happening. This shit is fucking terrible, and it really, really upsets me because there's so much about this world and this universe, especially with Spider-Man, that could be fucking amazing. This is a really good character from back in the day, and in the comics, and especially in the animated show, and especially with Sam Raimi. And the fact that they just dropped the fucking ball with this dude, and I think in ways where it's almost like in spite of Spider-Man. Like, I don't know if Sony is like, oh, well, since he's not gonna be with us, fuck him then. I think that's what they're doing. Like, they're purposely trying to fuck this up, because you look at what they did with Spider-Verse. That was amazing. The same like companies that are somewhat involved with Spider-Verse are behind this in a sense, and yet trash here and amazingness in the other one. It's like, what the fuck?
There's a really easy, simple choice. One costs $200 million to make, one costs 90.
No, but like when it comes to writing, there's no money value on writing. Just fucking not be dumb. Like,
but again, you must understand. it's not that they paid the writers more or whatever the fuck. It's the fact that when you're dealing with a lower budget, you have less people telling you, hey, this needs to be marketable. You need to do this, you need to do that, you need to do that. When you have $200 million Marvel movies, hey, we need to have this character be happy a lot because people aren't going to pay for depressing movies. We need this character to look cool in this outfit for this one shot. Why? It doesn't make sense. No, it'll sell a toy. That's like how Disney, that's how these big companies see stuff. How can we get this shot to sell a toy? Because guess what? Movies make money, but we want to always make money out of everything. And that basically, unfortunately, stifles development. Like, how many times do we see a fucking $50 million movie have better writing? Look, WandaVision probably $100 million for that 10 episodes or 8 or 9 episodes. And that's probably some of the best written stuff in the last 10 years of the MCU. But again, because it's on they can get away with it, it's a lower budget, it's lower stakes. But when you're doing a fucking, $200 million Endgame movie, you need to have those moments in there. As much as they're terrible, you need to have a lot of stuff in there to sell products after the fact. And that unfortunately stifles development and kind of is probably a lot of the reasons why the character's the way he is.
Yeah, really quick, Ben says, Tom said Disney and Sony like working together, which is cool, and I'm glad that they do, and hopefully, they get a deal on where this is not the last Tom Holland movie. Because I
highly doubt it.
Because I don't want them to put Tom Holland Spider-Man into other movies because those are is this so bad that I just want a Spider-Man movie with no bullshit from any other fucking stupid characters? Can we please, like, even in this one, everyone's all excited, and this is why I can't stand comic book fans sometimes, because everyone agrees with me, and I mean, I'm not the first one who said, "Oh, I wish Spider-Man would be about Spider-Man." Everyone feels that way, right? I'm not fucking being like different when I say that. But then you'll have people that are excited when they hit, "Oh, Daredevil's going to be the new Spider-Man. Oh, and Punisher might be in there. Oh, and the other Spider-Mans are going to be in there." I'm like, guys, you do realize that they're doing the same thing that you were just complaining about for the last 2 movies, and they're doing it again, and you're happy? You fucking morons!
They're excited at the possibilities because, like, not the Punisher, man, I don't know much about history of that, but Matt Murdock has been a lot of, like, has been in Spider-Man. They've interacted before. So it's like, I get the hypeness because of the idea that might happen. The only reason I'm not as hyped as the idea of other Spider-Mans is because they're like, oh, Spider-Verse did well, let's do a worse version of it. But it's like, again, if it's a good movie, I'm not going to care. But it's at the end of it, it's been 2 movies in a row where I'm like, bro, I prefer the Sam Raimi's over this entirely. And it's like, I get it. It was a different time, and we made movies in different ways. But it's like, Sam Raimi got the character. He understood what Spider-Man was. Even though he made literal core changes to the character, he understood what the character was, where I don't like Iron Man Jr. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, Vice Skywalker, Toby's the biggest appeal, and he'll only be in it for a few minutes. And that's another thing that's annoying too. It's like, imagine being that fan who goes to the movie theater and is like, I can't wait to see the guy who's aged, and we've already seen him do this shit before, and I can't wait. And then he just shows up, and it's like, well, who gives a fuck? Like,
I mean,
5 minutes.
At the end of the day, we loved aged Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man in the Spider-Verse movie, and it worked out because you had a character that knew what he was doing. And let's say that's the first Spider-Man movie you ever watched. You'd be like, oh, this guy's kind of weird. What's his deal? Oh, he's kind of old. Sure, whatever. You're more focused on the new characters. But for people like, again, me and you that literally grew up with some of these characters, like, holy shit, they actually got it back. That's actually one of the things for anyone that watches the CW shows, which is hilarious. We'll probably get it at some point. The fucking Crisis on Infinite Earth was just that. Hey, remember all these actors that played the characters? We're going to bring them back and do some cool shit with them. They literally put Ezra Miller's Flash in there from the fucking movies. And by the way, did it so well that I didn't actually realize it. You know, in Justice League, they never call him the Flash.
Oh, really? I did not know that.
Yeah, to the extent where the CW Flash goes, wow, you're the Flash. You're like me. The Flash? Like, he didn't understand what that word meant.
Jesus Christ.
I didn't even notice that they didn't call him in Justice League because I was hating on his character the second he showed up.
Same here. Yeah. It wasn't until they brought it up, and it was like, wait, what the fuck? Hey, the good Flash and the bad Flash.
Yeah, so I don't know, man. We'll see what the fuck happens. But I guess now, as I can see in the chat, which, by the way, normally we were already planning to do this, so don't think that I'm changing the fucking subject because you told me to. I'll go Corey Coleman on that ass, Raheem. God damn you. I'm really quick. Because Corey yells at the audience. He's like, oh, hey, can you guys subscribe? By the way, fuck you, E-Mike says, again, before Disney brought out Fox, Marvel Comics ignored the entire X-Men and Fantastic Four. Yeah, and that's a whole fucking crazy thing, too. But Raheem,
well, they had to. They literally couldn't acknowledge it because of rights. Like, yeah, Wanda from WandaVision is literally Magneto's daughter. Like, we couldn't acknowledge it.
No, but we'll move on, though. It's just, I just want to say one last thing. Plus, too, I don't like to ignore the bits. When the bits come up, I got to say all the good stuff. And no, I did not want to fuck you, Raheem. That's a very horrible thing. But the thing is, we're going to start off talking about Paramount Plus, but I want to talk about what I'm interested about Paramount Plus, okay? because like there's a couple things that are really good for me, probably not good for lots of other people. But this shit right here, boy. Okay, for those of you who don't know, I'm a huge
I hate
Workaholics
this
fan.
fucking man.
This show.
You made me watch this fucking movie Game Over, man. It was fucking terrible.
You're an asshole.
I don't know how you. I think the only reason you like that is because you like the show so much. You're like, well, I like the show, so this is just more of it, right? No matter how stupid or terrible the jokes were, it was so fucking bad.
You're just an angry person. It's fine. You know,
It was a terrible show. You just have a fucking bias.
Workaholics basically centers around these three dudes over here who work at telemarketing office place, whatever. And they basically just fuck around, get in trouble, and slack off. But every episode is so insane that it feels like The Office, but for people who hate the bland humor of The Office. More so like super adult themed, shit with drugs, women, violence, fucking whatever. So I'm super down to see this return into a movie, because that's what's happening. It's not going to be a show coming back. It's going to be the movie for Paramount Plus. And apparently it's happening because of a deal that Paramount has with Epix, or Epix. I say Epix. I don't know.
Yeah, I confuse that too.
But no. So are you familiar with Epix a lot, or no?
I feel like I'm probably familiar with the shows, but as far as like this deal is, I think they're essentially copying HBO Max, because HBO Max is like, hey, we're gonna have all these movies, we're gonna do all these revivals, and they're like, well, that's the way to get. I mean, it is the way to get people. You get new stuff, but then you also get revivals of stuff that people like. And I'm assuming, again, just like how The Office probably wasn't particularly expensive, I'm assuming this show probably isn't particularly expensive as well. Just rent out a fucking floor of a fucking whatever and just have like Office shenanigans. So it's like, it's probably not super, super expensive. So it's like, I can see them like, hey, do a revival because people like this show. They'll get them on our network. Do new shit to get it on there because the streaming wars are happening.
Yeah, like big time.
So they're basically pulling what's that one movie like where the show goes off like years ago and then basically they do a movie years later. What was that? Entourage did that.
Entourage,
Entourage
Lost
did
in
that,
Space did that.
Lost in Space is terrible.
The movie was. I'm pretty sure the show was okay. I don't know.
No, the show was awful.
We're gonna make other people out here. And Bob's Burger's supposed to be doing that this month or whatever. But Epix though, I'm looking at this and apparently right now, because they're not one of those streaming sites that pretty much is super big and people are like, oh, did you got the account? I'm gonna cancel this because blah blah blah. They're gonna take off that. It's like Epix has their things and they keep them, but the thing is, no one gives a fuck about the things. Because they have Pennyworth, which is a DC property. They got
that show is fucking terrible.
Yeah, and I don't know much about Pennyworth.
It's so bad.
I know about the character.
It's a prequel to Gotham, and Gotham's fucking sucked.
But they have Godfather of Harlem, Helter Skelter, which I mean obviously is gonna be about Charles Manson, I think, right? Or I don't know if it's about the Beatles or Manson, but it's about one of those. They have a War of the World series.
What?
Which, by the way, you know who else has one?
What?
Fucking the British one, BBC. It's not what you guys think, BBC. Okay, it's the other.
Yeah, fuck acronyms.
Lucinda, hello, how you doing? Hopefully, you're not thrown off by us talking about Epix and everything. We're talking about the Paramount Plus news and Epix.
Yes, that actually, I don't know where it's going to be, but Ben in the chat. Apparently, for the 18th time in a row, another Avatar: The Last Airbender series is coming out, and it's going to be with the original directors for about 3 months until they get fucking kicked off.
It's more than that. Like, apparently, they're having a whole Avatar studio.
Oh Jesus!
Which is cool, but how many times? Okay, predict the future. In the next 3 months, the original creators are going to leave because of disputes. This happens every fucking time.
Well, another big thing here to bring up because once again, just to end off the other fucking conversation, like, I'm hyped about Workaholics. I think it's gonna be really cool, but more so as I hope that the movie turns into a show again, and they kind of like go around. And plus too, because one of the things that Epix has as well is a bunch of stand-up specials, like Louis C.K's thing. I think Jim Norton's on there and some other people. Do these things where you also have comedy, because like so many comedians are doing a bunch of shit, doing these drive-in comedy gigs or whatever, and Workaholics, they're all funny, and two of them are comedians on stage too, Blake Anderson and Adam Devine. Adam Devine's been in a ton of stuff, and Modern Family, a bunch of shit. So the thing is like, if you get these comedians to keep pumping out content for you, you could probably put podcasts on a streaming service, because podcasting is fucking huge right now. Spotify is giving $200 million to Joe Rogan.
Especially if they have video, like
yeah.
I mean, people don't like Joe Rogan as much, but Joe Rogan had video shit like that. The Chat Attack will be on there soon.
Yep. Yeah, so it's going to be one of those cool things. But another company that's doing lots of comedian stuff is Showtime. And they just did the Comedy Store recently. And I don't know if that's going to be moved to any other device or whatever, or other streaming service. But that was really funny. It's like 6 episodes. It's like sad, too. It's a really good docuseries. Yeah. But then speaking of Showtime, this is another huge fucking topic that we're going to be talking about here. Halo. Originally, this was a Showtime property.
Hey guys, so mark calendar. Another Halo show is going to be in the works.
Wait, what? Like,
They've literally tried to do this like 6 fucking times.
yeah, well, I mean, I think this is as close as we've ever gotten. The fact that they're, selling rights to another particular streaming service and doing deals around it, dude, like this is
Sure.
legitimate. This is legitimate this time.
Sure it is.
I don't know. Here's the thing.
I'm sorry, buddy.
The only thing I had to, because I mean, we don't know a lot about this, and I can read through all the stuff, underneath here, but, before I even go into that, because I want to be as authentic as I possibly can talking about this, and it's like, this was belonging to Showtime, which has, they have a lot of money, saved up from all the years of being a fucking paid-for content on cable and everything, and I think that they had a pretty good budget to work with this. If it's getting sent over to Paramount Plus, which is new, and, the reason why they're doing a bunch of shit, trying to get as many people talking and get all these properties out there. The reason why they're doing that is because they need to make their money quick and fast. They need to do it soon because, if this fails, and it fails fast, they're fucked. They don't want to be like Disney Plus. Disney Plus is lucky to have so much money, but if there were anybody else without that budget, Netflix would have beat their fucking ass right after Mandalorian Season 1. Because they had nothing. I want to point out
something in the chat to go on to your point. I want to point out something in the chat. People are saying they've already filmed it, there's already cast. Yeah, this has happened before. This happens all the fucking time with all these properties. We have a cast, we have started filming, whatever. Oh, it falls apart. That happened with the last Halo show. They even released like an episode, like Nightfall or whatever the fuck it was called. They were like, they got enough filmage to fucking do like a fucking hour long, whatever the fuck. Like, this stuff happens a lot with video game adaptations. Most of the time they fall through because they realize it's extremely difficult to get it looking right without it just falling apart. And usually whoever runs whatever project manager says, fuck it, we're out. Like, this happens all the time just because they have how long does it take to cast a Metal Gear movie? How many cast members have they had for a Metal Gear movie? The Uncharted movie, I'm still surprised it's happening. That's just supposed to be they announced that shit at Uncharted 2.
Yeah. Like I said, man, I don't know. I'm looking over here, too, though. I even highlighted some stuff here. I'm going to read exactly what this is. It delivers the versatile excitement of playing the game along with a much deeper emotional experience around the Spartans, human beings who got their humanity chemically and genetically altered. David Nevins, Chief Creative Officer of CBS and Chairman and CEO of Showtime Networks, he says the story is about reclaiming what makes them human, and therefore it's a very powerful story. Now, here's the thing. They didn't bring in Master Chief, and I think that that's the smartest fucking thing for this show is to not make this about Master Chief. If it's about the Spartans, and it's about how everything genetically got fucked around or whatever in this particular universe of Halo, that's going to be fucking awesome. And here's the thing, too, is that this was actually done as well, or produced by some people from Amblin Television, and they did tons of shit back in the day. They do lots of stuff that's like, like all those, like E.T. and all that kind of shit, like all the big like, Steven Spielberg stuff. That's all with Amblin. So they also have money too, and if they're producing this and they're putting money into the pot too to fucking make this come to fruition, it's gonna happen.
I've seen this time and time again. I've seen them literally almost finish entire projects and just shit the bed. Literally, one of my favorite movies ever made is built in the husk of Halo. Do you know which movie I'm talking about?
Oh no, I do not. And by the way, I guess people are correcting me in the chat over here too, so we'll get into that in a minute.
Yeah, he has been cast. This could easily be a prequel. But do you remember the movie District 9?
Yes, which was originally supposed to be Halo, and there's even talks that was originally going to be Resistance.
Exactly, and in the husk of both of those fucking projects, we got a fantastic fucking movie because it is difficult to adapt these things and to do it faithfully without it just falling apart. And they realize, hey, if they do a bunch of shit, the rabid fan base that is Halo will essentially boycott it. So it's like, I don't like a lot of people bring up information, but I've seen this before. I've seen this a bunch before. This was Microsoft literally made a TV studio to make their shit into video games, and they shut it down without a single product being released.
Yeah, because look what you're saying though. Like they had to do a bunch of shit, like building the foundation for putting this show on something. Like they weren't just working on a show. It's not like fucking doing. Like...
They had an Xbox Live platform. They could have easily. They literally had a section for TV. They could have easily just put it on there. Hell, they already had videos and other stuff on there. So it's like,
dude, I'm telling you, there must be things we're not bringing up because it's just like. If it was that easy, man, and you know how many... Dude, if this was stupid, if this was a terrible show, it'd still make a bunch of money because of Halo fans. There's a reason. There's many huge reasons as to why they weren't able to do this, man.
I'm sorry. I look, hey, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'll admit it. If the show comes out, I'll admit, hey, I'm wrong. I'll watch it. I'll give a review. I'm loose history with Halo. But, like, I'm not going to believe it until I see it. Again, Metal Gear is supposed to be made for the last 20 years. They spent the last 15 or so trying to make an Uncharted movie. They somehow managed to get enough money to make an Assassin's Creed movie. Like, these projects for video games, especially adaptations, are so fucking hard to do that most of the time they fall flat. And until I literally see Halo whatever episode 1 and I watch it and review it on the show, I'm not gonna believe it.
Yeah, well, shit. I don't know what to say to that other than, hey, it is what it fucking is. I mean, that's when you really realize I ran out of shit to say. Because we just don't know what the fuck, we don't know what's going to happen.
Like I said, I stand by my words, man. They call me out in a year when it comes out.
But one thing I want to touch on really quick, too. Rugrats. This is what it's going to look like, everybody. So go
I'm
ahead,
out.
people.
I'm done. I'm out.
Yeah.
What the fuck am I looking at? This looks like low budget Frankenweenie.
Jed, is there any terminology that we can use for what this is? Like any actual because what is this? Like what style is this? Because I don't know.
I want to say stop motion, but CG.
CG, okay.
Okay, if it's stop motion, that's different. If they actually like make this like stop motion, that's actually like what they're trying to do. That's different. This is gonna be some garbage fucking bargain bin 3D because they're like, hey guys, you like Rugrats?
I actually didn't get a chance to look at the full trailer, so it might just be just a CG trailer.
Yeah, well, here's the trailer right here. So obviously you can't hear what they're saying, and I can't either because I don't want to confuse myself over here. But it doesn't look bad. I mean, I said this earlier when I saw the picture.
Angelica looks the best in here, but Chucky's hair looks like a fucking 4-year-old was trying to make confetti and failed.
Man, okay, well, okay, I can see that. I can see what you're talking about, but
it's so bad.
I don't think it's bad, man. It's different, I mean,
look, I grew up on the original. I'm not saying the original was this beacon of fucking 2D animation or whatever animation style they used, but it had a certain charm to it. This, to me, it's like, hey, we're going right back to it, and it's like, yeah, the original cast brought back. They also did that for Teen Titans Go. That doesn't mean the product's gonna be good. And I know I'm being like a hater when it comes to a lot of these products, but it's like, they did that with Powerpuff Girls, and it was terrible.
Yeah, but it's terrible not just for the reasons of just visuals or whatever. I mean, we don't know any context of what the show's going to be, and I gotta tell you, if it has the original cast back, then they clearly giving a shit of people who were into this way back in the day, and because of that, I feel like they're going to be like, hey, we got to do whatever we can. I mean, if we're going to spend extra money on getting old cast members that we don't know, we don't know if they're reliable at this point. They've been around for so fucking long. I mean, that's just. And by the way, I'm not trying to be a dick. Like, oh, someone's old and you can't trust them. I'm not saying anything like that. But I'm also saying that's like you could have got a whole fresh fucking team. Like, if you're doing anything as an administrative financial department person, like what you're gonna do is you're gonna put money into the young talent because that's where you're gonna get your money's worth and that's your longevity coming in. The fact that they're like, hey,
there's
fuck
money
that.
there's money in nostalgia. There's money in classic casting. That's why that's one of the reasons Teen Titans Go stuck around for as long as it did.
Yeah, no, but but that's my point though. Is what I was trying to make is like the fact that because there's money in that, yes, but I'm telling you there's money in longevity because people are going to be cheaper when they're brand new. If someone who sounds like one of these fucking characters is 20 years old and he's just trying to get his fucking step in the door, you can pay him like $10,000 a year versus the $32,000 a year just based on the other person being like, hey, I used to voice him originally. It's just one of those things. That's how they do this stuff financially. But the fact that they're
blazing in the chats like they should bring back Mummies Alive. You goddamn right they should. That fucking show is amazing.
But the point I'm trying to make here is because now I'm missing my fucking point. What the fuck was I saying? Oh no, essentially is fucking the fact that they're willing to spend extra right away. They're spending extra money instantly on these particular cast members because they're like, listen, people are gonna have an issue with fucking us not having the original cast, as well as the fact that we got to make sure to do as much as we can to make this every bit as close to the original as we can, because this visual shit, everyone's going to have a fucking problem with this. Or at least a good fucking percentage of people are going to have a problem with this.
Oh, I'll say it doesn't look bad. Honestly, it looks fine. The Chucky's voice did throw me off, but it's just like, I guess they couldn't get the person that did his voice back or something. But no, it looks fine to me. And it watching that small clip, it actually does seem like they got the heart of the show down. Because I mean, you can't fuck up Rugrats that bad. It's just babies not knowing the fucking world and having jokes about it.
You might bring back Street Sharks.
Monster. Like I said, it's not too difficult.
I will say something did catch me off guard that a couple people brought up already.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they're telling us she passed away. That's why they weren't able to get.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. There's two characters here missing. Both those characters were introduced in the movies. So are they just not going to have them at all? No, Susie's in there. It's Kimmy and Dill,
Okay,
the two characters
Yeah.
from the movies. They're not in there, so does that mean they completely rebooted this to make it more modern style? Does Dill not exist yet? And I guess they haven't went to Paris, so Kimmy's not here. Are they going to introduce them in specials, or basically not have them in there at all, or basically do their own version of the two movies? Like, what's going on here?
That's a good question, because one of the things that I always appreciate about Rugrats is their not live action, their fucking movie adaptations added to the show afterwards. Because again, Rugrats, that first Rugrats movie is depressing as fuck. Like, y'all remember that shit where they get lost in the woods and they get attacked by wolves and shit?
Yeah. No,
Oh my god, that shit made me cry as a kid. One of them almost dies.
Yeah. And by the way, you said the other character was Kimmy, by the way, Jet?
Yeah.
Yeah, she was introduced after the movie.
Okay, yeah. I just want to show her on screen, by the way, if you guys were curious. Like,
By the way, I want to point out, Rugrats in Paris is a prequel to Pacific Rim, and you'll never convince me otherwise.
well, that's just stupid, Alan. What were you saying before?
No, watch that fucking movie. Literally, Tommy's dad builds a Pacific Rim machine. It's the same helmet, same everything.
You're fucking dumb, bro.
I know, but like Ryan has me. He's right. Like literally, dude. The movie has a giant monster robot fight halfway through it. It is fucking hilarious.
I'll give you this, dude. And I typed it in. This is what came up. So I guess Google knows what you're talking about. Because look at that.
Like I wish I could show that. No, they can't. Show the helmet to the. There's a right to the left. It's Tommy and Pinky with the little
you
bit
just
down.
literally say right to the left. Are you fucking kidding me?
To the left. Keep going. Same road to the left. There we go. Look at that shit. That shit's just Pacific Rim.
I gotta tell you, you and I both hang around with Ganja a lot because Allison Ganja said right to the left.
Yeah, that's fair. No, I'm super excited because I didn't want you to miss it because I didn't think we'd find the actual image. I'm like, we're not going to find the exact image in my head. No, we fucking found it.
Oh shit, man. No, but I'm looking at this though. I will say you kind of won me over on wanting to watch this fucking movie. I never gave a shit about.
Dude, it's fucking amazing. Both those movies are spectacular. But at the end of the day, something Jet said, the heart is really important because it's not just kids doing dumb shit. It's basically you're seeing through the eyes of children discovering the world and seeing the amount of joy that could be and also how much fear it is. Because there's a lot of episodes where they're afraid of what happens. Like at one point, one of the characters thinks he's going to be bald forever because, again, Angelica is usually the source of all the problems. Says, "Oh, if you don't have hair now, you're never going to have hair." And he feels really self-conscious about it, and he doesn't understand what that means. He's like, "I'm not going to have hair ever again. What the fuck?" And then over the course of the episode, he learns he learns to accept it. That it's not a bad thing, but then by the end of the episode, it's like, oh no, she was wrong. Because guess what? His dad was also bald as a kid, but his dad grew up in that hair. Eventually lost it, but whatever. It's about learning about what the world's gonna be, and you get to see all the personalities go there. Like the episodes with Chucky learning about his mom is fucking heartwarming, and also depressing as hell.
Yeah, because even Raj Fan brought that up in the beginning of fucking the Paris one, where literally everyone's having fun dancing with their moms and dads and parents and everything, and Chucky's by himself, just kind of like, fuck, like this sucks. And it's like, yeah, dude, like. It's cool that they do that because there is that one kid, not to get all emotional, whatever, but there is that one kid who's watching this, going through something similar in life.
Exactly.
And this episode spoke to that one person. And even though it's like, okay, well, audience-wise, there's going to be 2% of people going through this versus the 98% of regular kids that are not dealing with that. But making that 2% feel that way, they'll never forget that, and they will love this shit forever. And those are people that are going to come back for this new shit. And that's why some of these things start huge, crazy fan bases because they give a fuck about everybody.
I will say, if I see these fucking babies twerk or dab with how old fucking dabbing is.
Oh god, they did that with
Snoopy or the Peanuts.
They did that with Powerpuff Girls. That's why I refused to watch that show after one episode.
I kept watching Powerpuff Girls, but it's like, okay, maybe they're just trying to be stupid. Maybe they're just trying to be really stupid. No, the episode did not get better after that. It was still bad.
Remember, we got rid of Cerebellum because it's an unrealistic expectation for women, and we want to respect that. We're also gonna have these young girls twerk because mixed messages, y'all.
Yeah, I could have sworn Snoopy twerked. Or was that fucking Charlie Brown? Somebody twerked in Peanuts because I remember in that trailer doing all I do is win, 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 no matter what. And someone had juicy ass bouncing up and down. I was like, what the fuck is this?
They're all children. You might want to use a different word.
I'm not talking about I want to fuck it. I'm just joking.
You must still use a different word.
God, see, you made it weird.
I made it weird. Oh my fucking god.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah, they didn't twerk, but like someone did kind of shake their butt side to side.
Yeah. And by the way, it's like, are we really like? This is why I make fun of nerds, by the way, because it's like. It's bad enough when like you talk about like a comic book, video game, movie, or whatever, and they're like, well, technically, the one guy wasn't there until 1990. And now we're at a point where someone goes, it's not twerk, they were shaking their butt. Is that not what twerking is? When I see people twerk, it's just just butt cheeks fucking everywhere. Are we really
Whatever.
looking at that?
I'm not.
Like,
I mean, if you want to die in that hill, go ahead.
Alan, you're the worst, dumbest motherfucker to say, do not die in hills. Like, are you serious?
No. Hey, I died on a lot of hills, but I'm not dying on this hill with you. If you want to die, then
Get
go
off
ahead.
the hill. I'm by myself over here. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, die on it by yourself. Have fun.
That's what I'm trying to do.
I'm trying to stop you from dying on a hill.
But you're dying on the hill of not dying on the hill. You know you're dying on the hill
Yeah,
right now?
I do that all the time.
That's
you don't have
stupid,
to follow
Alan.
my example.
You're dumb. Anyways,
Then
the thing
fucking
is...
die for all I care.
There we go. No, the thing is, though, is like, when I'm talking about this, is like, dude, like... I forgot. I'm literally talking about like the fucking like what a twerk is, but it's just like, dude, can we please stop with the fucking twerk thing in general too? Like just in like not just with cartoons or whatever the fuck. It's just I hate twerking. It's the silliest thing. Everyone's just fucking. I mean, what's the talent at? You know they have twerk contests where girls just go blah, 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 in front of like a group. Of
There is some talent in twerking. There's some very very bad twerking, and then there's obviously people who actually got some talent. They have one ass cheek go up and the other one go down.
Well, shit. Emi says, Diaz, did you hear about Chucky series on Sci-Fi? I hear about that a long time ago. I don't know if there's some more news that came about it, but we'll continue on with the Paramount Plus stuff, which, by the way, speaking of this, Beavis and Butthead. Going to be having a movie, too. I am so down for that shit, but I hope that Mike Judge does this. I don't know. I'm going to scroll down, but yeah, go ahead.
I mean, sure. Like I know people loved it. There were a couple of times where I laughed at some of the shows and episodes of movies, but like. I didn't really like Beavis and Butthead, not for any particular reason, but I always felt like if anyone ever asked me, hey, define stoner comedy in one image, I would just show the Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah, but also, too, do you think that, because I mean, and I should have brought this as a topic 2 days ago, but Metallica got in trouble from the DMCA for playing their own music, okay, which is crazy. Imagine, like, creating a song.
Because
and then
DMCAs are made by robots, and robots are fucking stupid.
There's probably some people in there, buddy. The thing is, though, with that happening, you're such a fucking... Robots didn't make the fucking app, Alan.
No, I said DMCAs are made by DMCAs are done by robots, and robots are fucking stupid. Like the actual DMCA is like, well, okay, somebody wrote it, but then they put it into a program, but the program doesn't give a fuck.
Well, anyways, with that said, Beavis and Butt, one of the things they used to do is they used to do these things where they watch music videos and they're like, look at that guy, he's a fucking asshole, like whatever the fuck. And I'm kind of like, yo, dude, like with that being the case. Can this have that shit going on too? Because so much of the identity of Beavis and Butt is MTV, and just that whole
Doesn't
era.
Paramount own music, like a lot of music? So wouldn't they be okay with that?
I'm not sure, but that's a good question though. But Jed, are you hyped about this? I mean, I know you've dabbled in some Beavis and Butthead before.
Oh yeah. Gotta say, like I'm surprised they're just not doing another series. I mean, they had that one that was when 2000. What was it?
Like 2010.
11? 12?
Yeah, 2011, 2010.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, some shit like that. I don't know, but like, go ahead.
I mean, I liked the last movie that they did.
Oh, what, Do America? I fucking hated that goddamn thing.
You didn't like it?
No, it was awful. Fucking stupid.
Oh, okay.
I think at the end of it, I think at the end of the day, the reason a lot of these revivals are going to be most likely movies is they don't really know how much people are clamoring for it, but they don't know how many people are willing to actually subscribe for long enough to get all this content. So it's really quick revival. It's like, hey, we're going to do a hour-and-a-half movie, and based on the day 1, day 2 numbers, oh, hey, this made enough. Guess what? We're going to do a series actually because it's so popular. Because last thing you want is like, oh, we got this for 5 seasons, and the first episode sucked, but we already paid for 3. So fuck, we're screwed. But a movie, if it fails, hey, nobody likes it. If it does good, hey, we'll do more.
But another thing, and this is where I start getting a little bit excited. But yeah, Paranormal Activity sequel and Pet Sematary prequel going to be debuting on Paramount Plus. I think that's cool. I think that it's kind of
another Paranormal Activity sequel. Wow, I can't wait.
But yeah, I'm gonna read over here. A sequel to Paranormal Activity and a prequel to Pet Sematary will debut. In addition, the in-between a supernatural thriller from Chumscruber and the Face of Love director Ari Posen will also premiere on the streaming service.
I don't fucking know.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know who the fuck are these people are. But the thing is, though, is like the fact that it's going to be a sequel, if I can read that correctly, let me see. Yeah, it's definitely a sequel. That's cool. I was hoping it wasn't going to be a prequel to Paranormal Activity. That would have been fucking like, all right, like you.
Another
They
one?
already gave him fucking superpowers at this point. I wonder what they're gonna do next.
Yeah,
How many
'cause of
prequels do we have? We already had one.
No. Oh.
Yeah, the
oh, you
third
do,
one's a
yeah.
prequel.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
That movie's the worst one.
Yeah, the kind of last one, the ghost I mentioned. Just the name alone was like so.
Wasn't that the one where they had Kinects as the fucking
Yep.
like camera?
Yep.
Like fucking A, like 15 different Xboxes around. Microsoft probably like paid for that shit. Oh my god. I still can't believe they made like 7 of those fucking movies.
But the thing that's really kind of bothered me is that apparently, I'm looking over here, Pet Sematary is an origin story to the Stephen King yarn about the dangers of bringing back your dogs, cats, and other furry animals from the great beyond. Lorenzo Di Bonaventura from Transformers will to produce the movie from a script by Jeff Buller. I do not know who the fuck Jeff Buller is, so you guys want to do some research live on the show?
No?
Oh, well, too
'Cause
bad.
I'm sorry. Let's have another Stephen King adaptation go somewhere.
Why you gotta be an
What the
asshole,
fuck?
Alan?
Because most of them suck.
You're a dick. You know that? You're an asshole.
Notice how you didn't say I was wrong. You just
Yeah.
hates me.
He did the screenplay for Jacob's Ladder, the 2019 one, so that's kind of, I don't know anything about that. So many people told me to watch The Midnight Meat Train. I have not watched
That movie sucked.
Really? Okay.
That movie
I'll
was
trust you.
terrible.
I will trust you on that.
The what train?
The Midnight Meat Train? The Midnight Chat Tech.
It was based on oh my god.
That
it's killing
sounds
me.
like a porno. Are you sure that wasn't a porno?
No, I'm pretty sure that a lot of people died in it.
Yeah.
It was oh my god, it's bothering me, but I know the director's name because he made a lot of video games, but I can't fucking remember. But it's based on his he's like Stephen King, but way more fucking bloodier.
Oh, Rahid Kitamara?
No, there's a bunch of games for that. Like I know the name on top of my head, but it wasn't him.
Oh, Clive Barker. He did
Clive Barker, there we go. Yeah, Clive
Oh, he
Barker
did
is basically
Hellraiser.
he's the discount Stephen King, but you want more blood.
You are so fucking wrong. God damn it.
How? He's literally the
He's
discount
nothing
Stephen
like
King.
Stephen King. Clive Barker, man. No.
Discount. Did you ever watch Midnight Meat Train? There might as well be a Stephen King fucking like story.
Well, we'll see. By the way, because you're probably making lots of sense here because I haven't seen Midnight Meat Train. But the thing is, though, it's like Clive Barker did like
Y'all
Jericho.
keep saying that name like it isn't fucking hilarious.
What?
No,
Y'all
Midnight
keep
Meat Train
saying
is
that name
hilarious.
like that's just not fucking hilarious.
I mean, I saw the
Shit,
movie. I
literally
hated
sounds like
it,
a porno.
so it's not like I could laugh because and now we're talking about it. I remember how bad that movie was.
But yeah, though, I'm looking at the other stuff that Jeff Butler did, though. He did Down Satan, which is something that's in pre-production right now. The Grudge. Now, that was actually pretty
Which
fucking
one?
good. The new one, the 2019 one. That was actually
Okay,
a really
I was
good
like,
story.
which fucking Grudge?
It was a really good screenplay. Because when I say story, I don't really mean that. I mean, like, just how the characters interact. So, basically, screenplay. I think, and that's what he did, by the way. So, really cool. The thing is about The Grudge that I feel that was bad is that they kind of had to, like, do a lot of stuff that the originals did, especially the Japanese one. And that's where they kind of fucked up because, well, they didn't fuck up. It's just, that's what kind of made the movie not so amazing. So, it's like, when I consider that when someone's working on something and everything bad about it is because of the property, not because of anything new that he brought in, then I give some leeway. So yeah, Jeff Butler doing Pet Sematary is a pretty cool situation there. But I gotta tell you, Paranormal Activity, there's no part of me at all that gives a fuck about that shit. I'm sorry.
Oh man, I can't wait for them to explore what like-
Ghosts.
they do that. There's 7 of these fucking things.
Yeah.
How many times do we have to sit there and watch it pan across a room?
Okay, are you gonna ask me? We just talked about Spider-Man. How many? What number Spider-Man movie is the fucking third one we're gonna watch now? It's gonna be like what, number 13?
Yeah, number 13, and a character that swings and has actual things going on. Not like, man, look at that curtain. I think that curtain.
It's just like the
blew
video game with you.
wind.
He swings. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, there's gonna be something that happens on screen versus the literal nothing that happens on screen. How are you arguing this with me?
Because a ghost thing could be interesting because you
No,
there's
really?
unpredictability.
They have 7 of those and all of them suck.
There's a unpredictability going on with the ghost movie. With
No,
Spider-Man,
oh my
I know he's gonna swing and beat the fucking villain. He's gonna be like,
There's no-
we'll meet again,
Really,
Spider-Man.
unpredictability? It's gonna be 90% nothing until a 20-minute climax?
I'm gonna say something that's gonna make the chat mad, and especially your nerdy ass.
If you
Mr.
say any
fucking-
of the Paranormal Activities are better than any of the Marvel movies, you are just the wrongest
they're
person in
literally
the world.
marked ones, and the first Paranormal Activity are better than all the fucking Spider-Man movies. Literally every
No,
single.
you are
fucking one of them.
so wrong. Let
Every
them tear you
single
apart.
fucking one of them.
I don't know about that.
The
No,
marked one. Have you seen the
no.
marked ones? It's amazing. It's a fucking.
You only like it
amazing.
because they just take out shotguns and start shooting people halfway through.
That's cool. Yeah. By the way, that happens in Spider-Man too, dummy.
Yeah, why are you saying that it's fucking?
And by the way, when they shoot people with shotguns and marked ones, when they actually shoot somebody, go, ooh, and then there's blood and stuff. When it goes to goddamn Spider-Man, it's like, I got a shotgun. Well, I got a web, so I'll just dance around the
I'll
bullets
just
and beat you up.
fight you instead of like, that's gonna be like garbage found footage that they have for fucking the entire franchise.
God, fucking, ooh, these swings.
Oh man, hey, how did they get the camera there? Oh no, they have some dude with fucking like hooked up a camera to himself so he can still fire a shotgun. Like, might as well just fucking watching a live action video game.
Oh wait, I think he's gonna swing again. Oh, is that a web?
Hey, guys, look at the curtain. The curtain. So I think something happened, or is it just a wind? Yeah, at least something happens. I cannot believe you're on. You know the weirdest hill to fucking die on. You know what? Die on the Paranormal Activity hill.
Can we go back to talking about Rugrats again instead of the fight between fucking Spider-Man?
This is gonna be like Paranormal Activity than Rugrats.
Wait, Alan, hold on. I got an idea. Hey, Chad, fuck you guys. I hate you all. Look at this. Hey, Jeepers Creepers, he swings. You'll like this movie.
Does nothing happen in Jeepers Creepers?
Look, that's literally
nothing
Alan
at all for an hour.
I'm literally choking Alan in this picture. Yeah. That looks just like it.
Looks nothing like it.
I gotta be honest, Alan. It does look like you're getting.
Go fuck yourself, Jet. I hate everybody in this chat. Everyone.
Jeepers Creepers Reborn. This is the one where Alan gets killed. Oh, Gary, if you could do that, dude, that would be fucking amazing. I will fight you in the streets. I don't care if you're 85. Fuck this.
I give up. I quit. I wasn't even supposed to be here today. Literally only here to review like one thing, and then we just talk about this stupid bullshit.
Screen media.
Now I'm just imagining fucking the first Jeepers Creepers and Alan just getting fucking taken off.
Jeepers Creepers like, I smell pussy.
Fuck you. Yeah, it's getting another fucking horror movie's getting another fucking TV series or reboot movie. Who gives a shit next?
Oh god, this is to Alan's point. There's nothing to say about this. Look, the fucking movie's coming out. It's gonna be out this fall. I am so hyped. It's gonna be cool as fuck. So I can't wait. I can't wait to see what's gonna happen. Just so you guys know, there's plans about this, by the way, after Cathedral, where what was going to happen was the original character from the first one, the sister of Alan Shakespeare, she was going to come back and go after the Jeepers Creeper dude over here. They call him the Creeper. And I think that's off the table because that idea technically was Victor Salva's plan. But I think that this movie, which I'd be so happy if this was the case because this movie needs to have a budget. But that good old pervert that everybody knows about, that's connected to the Jeepers Creepers, Victor Salva, he's not connected with this movie. So, yeah, that'd be really cool, man. That'd be really awesome if something happens and they get a big budget and it's a big release. But the problem with this, though, Trish, thank you for your skirt. But the thing is, though, is like if that idea is gone and Trish is not part of this and neither are some of these other characters out there, I'd be very, very upset because that was a cool plot point, and I think that girl who plays Trish is a fucking amazing actress. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens. But Alan, just want to tell you, dude, I'm a huge fan of you. You did a great job.
I hate you.
I'm humble talking to you now. I'm humble talking to you even now.
I specifically hope this fails just to make you mad.
It's actually kind of funny when you had short hair. You look more like Dante, but now that you're growing your hair out, you look more like this dude.
I look nothing like him. He has short hair in that image.
You kind of have the hair sometimes. Like you have the headphones on. So.
Fuck you up.
He's a good-looking guy. What's the problem?
No, he's not.
Wait, by the way, do you guys hear the way I said that? It sounded like a fucking MK4 character. Like, that's fucking terrible. Oh, man, Alan. But that's going to be it for us talking about good old Paramount Plus. I know there's probably other things that we didn't touch on, guys, but this has been a launch show.
The last thing is Frasier, and honestly, I mean, Frasier's okay. I don't have any strong feelings.
I was going to ask, did any of us watch that? Because I was too stupid to watch Frasier.
Yeah, I feel like that was literally you have to be intelligent to watch the show. Hey, people like it. I'm glad for intelligent television, but I watched like one episode. I'm like, it's okay, but it felt like, hey, we need Seinfeld, but imagine if Seinfeld didn't have jokes.
Yeah, and here's the thing. It's like, so we're actually going to be playing some Pokemon to celebrate that, as well as Zelda. We're going to be playing some Zelda this week as well. So, yes, very aware of that and so hyped about Pokemon. Maybe we can do a tier list about Pokemon. That would be fucking awesome. But anyways, moving on from that, though, we're gonna do a very quick review of this. I'm very, very curious about this show as far as what you think about it, man. but Superman and Lois.
Lois
I think I
You
just
say
said that.
Lewis?
said Lois.
So Superman and Louis C.K.
Hey, Superman,
Wow,
y'all.
they really got progressive with Superman. I mean, shit, that didn't expect that at all.
Wait, isn't gay Superman actually canon though? Because
Oh,
like
probably.
in the comics, like doesn't he get like pink kryptonite that makes
Yeah.
him gay?
Kryptonite.
Oh shit, we got gay Superman, y'all.
Wait, no, are you fucking around?
Look, man, there's a lot of
No.
kryptonites, and the 70s was a weird time.
Wait, hold. Oh, no. We're not gonna continue.
It's real. Every
Oh.
time someone does that, it's like, do you ever have that moment of your memory where you're just kind of ashamed of like, you ever have that moment where like, you're talking to a buddy of yours and you're just ashamed that it happened? Every time someone brings up pink
Damn.
kryptonite, I kind of just like, oh my god, the 80s existed.
I love this.
I thought you were gonna say you love his big fucking cock that's in that fucking
Look at that.
Like this is
fucking-
like this is common fans just kind of face palm and just go, oh my god, this is so embarrassing.
Oh, I gotta read this. Green. So wait, which one's the game with the pink one?
Pick one, yes.
Oh my god. Okay, so pink. Awesome LGBT comic book site seeking new. Okay, fuck it. I don't give a shit. Now it's killing the joke. Here's the thing though. That's just gay, and I love it.
Oh my god.
Thank you, DC Comics, for being completely fucking.
Well, because they had all the colors. Because green makes him weak, red makes him like a cocky asshole, and then like, what does pink do? Well, pink is the color of homosexuality.
Wait, so do you think
Fuck.
gay dudes like pink? Because
That's what they went with. That's literally what they went with.
So in this picture over here, I just want to explain. This guy's crushing his dick with this kryptonite. Like, you like that? He's like, oh fuck yeah. I want to fuck birds.
Which kryptonite fucking gives him BDSM fucking cravings?
Hey Alan, which kryptonite makes you want to fuck birds?
Fuck you! Don't give Gary any ideas.
I gotta tell you, dude. Wow, Jed, I hate your craziness sometimes, but like, thank you so much for asking that question. He's gay. It's canon.
I mean, I thought more people need to know about gay kryptonite Superman.
No, we don't.
Oh man. No, you might. There's not gonna be a DT movie review extravaganza today. It's on the site too. Make sure to write it in there. But Corey was not able to because they couldn't get a screening for a particular movie. I think it was fucking Tom and Jerry. I don't know. Who knows? But yeah. But with that said, though, we'll start talking about the gay stuff. It's Superman and Lois. Did I say it right?
Yes, you said it right.
Okay. That fucking picture's funny too. Just so baby. Fuck.
Just.
Yeah, dude. So when I watched this, for one, I think that you should be doing most of the talking here because I will say really quick because I didn't know those existed until you said something, and I started watching it, and I was like kind of impressed at how well they kind of moved the story along. Where it's like, yes, we are fully aware that you guys are fans of this, and you guys fucking know every goddamn thing about this shit. So it is what it is. But what do you feel about it, and what do you think about this before you even watched it?
Yeah, it was weird because it's kind of like I follow a lot of the CW stuff, but this kind of took me by surprise too. It wasn't until I saw people like talk about like, "Hey, what do you think of that first episode?" Like, "Oh, it's out," because I was honestly mad that it existed because Supergirl essentially they ended it. Like Supergirl is ending at season 6, and I was kind of mad. It's like, well, the actress is she's pregnant, so she's having a kid. So like, well, we're gonna end at season 6. I'm like, I'm so sick that we can't have the B tier heroes, what you call it, like Batwoman, Supergirl. All the other people that aren't the main, like the Golden Trilogy, they can't have their own shows because they're so busy making Superman fucking stories. So I was just kind of already mad walking in here. As I was like, well, great, it's another fucking Superman story. I don't give a shit because I think the actor's decent and I think Lois is terrible. But the first few minutes, I was like, oh, no, they gave the budget to this. Like, when you see the fucking ship go and the baby come out, I'm like, no, they gave the budget to this. Like, someone made a joke that we sacrificed Black Lightning and Supergirl so that the show has a decent budget.
Yeah.
And they definitely give it to there. And I was like, okay, cool. You know what? They gave it a cool budget. What's going to happen? And they go through the story. And I'm like, okay, cool. He works at Daily Planet, meets Lois. And then they married him. I'm like, okay, cool. They're catching up to the Arrowverse. And then like, we had kids. I'm like, oh, that's new. That's a little bit after the Arrowverse stuff. And then the kids are growing up. I'm like, oh, okay. What are you guys doing here? And I was impressed because I'm like, they're doing a different thing that they typically do with Superman. Superman stories are usually, I am the coolest guy in the world and I can do everything I want, so I'm going to save the entire world every fucking episode and do all this cool shit, but, I'm kind of sad today. No, they're like, we're going to have him do his typical, hey, I'm saving a nuclear reactor, I'm doing all this saving planes and shit. But guess what, when he gets back home, it's like, he has to solve problems that Superman can't punch his way through. And that's what I always love when people can do that. Superman having problems in his life that he can't solve by just fighting is really interesting. But at the end of it, it's like what they're actually going with this. It's like they're having where he's saving the world, he's doing his typical Superman stuff really creatively with a decent budget. But then when he goes home, it's like you see the weakness that Clark Kent has to show when he's having trouble dealing with his kids. One of his kids. What?
Okay, look, we're gonna take one break, Alan.
Did I say something stupid?
No.
No, fuck, I can keep going. So, one of his kids. I tried. See y'all in another 7 months. I'll come back in December. Hopefully, these guys got their shit together.
I'm sorry, I love you, dude.
I fucking hate all of you.
Gary, you're fucking incredible.
You're not my friend anymore.
That made me a little lightheaded.
Fuck you.
Oh, let's continue on with the review. I'm gonna review myself.
Really? Am I allowed to? Or does Gary have another fucking Photoshop?
Yeah, go ahead, Alan. We're listening.
Any fucking way. I'm gonna go right back into it. One of the things that I enjoyed about it is like, yeah, you have the two kids there, and it's like one of them is like, as audience had to ask you, like, hey, are these kids gonna have powers? And you see one of the kids like he might, but one of the things is like they have the whole twin dynamic where it's like, yeah, one kid is decently normal, other one has these issues. But at the end of the day, what really nails the show is they actually got a lot of great writing, great acting out of these people. Because I never thought that these Superman and Lois they had in the CW verse were any good. I thought they were terrible. But you start seeing a lot of real emotion coming out of these characters, a lot of real problems where it's like you see Clark, he's doing his stuff. At no point does Lois like say, you can't do that. It's like the only time she ever says, hey, he needs to stay here, some real shit happened. I won't spoil it, but like some real shit happens. And she goes and talks to this dude. It's like, this guy can go and save him tomorrow. There will always be a fucking bullshit to happen. But right fucking now, his family needs him. And it's like she's doing that for his sake as well because some bullshit happened. And he needs to be here because he can't be going around distracted or it's going to cause more problems. So you get to see this dynamic that this character's going through, and they're doing stuff with Superman that I don't think they've really ever done. And there's a certain line of dialogue that I almost started clapping because I was almost tearing up. Like at one point, they basically the only thing I will spoil about this episode is, and they reveal within the same episode, so it's not really that, but they actually do hide the identity of Superman from the kids for a very logical reason because like, hey, they slip up, they do a video, whatever. My identity, it's out there. But then at one point, the kids find out. And one of the kids starts freaking out, goes, that's why they didn't fucking tell us in there? Because he hit a fucking alien spaceship? I'm obviously worried they didn't do that. It would have been way better. But at one point, like, the conversation happens, and it's like the whole identity that is dead Superman. It's like, what the fuck? And he fucking screams out this fucking line of dialogue going, yeah, you would probably stay here to be some fucking hero, but you're not sent here to be a father. And I was like, holy shit, they had the balls to fucking say that. This is like the first time you're seeing Superman not be perfect. And not just because they weakened him or some shit, but because there's going to be problems in life he can't solve. And I really fucking love that.
So you gain all the positive stuff out of the way, and you probably feel overall positive about this entire thing. For me, because like those moments, I agree that was kind of cool they did that. But one thing I don't like about this is the fact that, you know, Black Lightning had moments like that too, where there's a character who, you know, will go off on like the dad or whatever, and he's dealing with real life problems. But the dialogue made sense, and the shit that was actually happening with Black Lightning was definitely affecting like the daughters and the wife and blah blah blah. But over here, it's like one of the characters who clearly has powers is like, that's why, Dad. That's why I'm fucking awesome. I hate you. Don't talk to me. And he walks away. And it's like, sir, you wouldn't be the champion of your fucking football team if it wasn't for his semen. Like, chill the fuck out. Like,
but the thing is like one situation is they're like, well, maybe. Because, you know, they even have a dialogue in the episodes like, hey, we did tests on there. It's unlikely. But at the end of it, it's like, one, his dad did lie to him, and two, his brother's freaking out. Because they show earlier, he gives a shit about his brother. It's not situation like, oh, you're the twin that's not as cool as me? Well, I fucking hate you. They give each other shit, but just like they're friends. But, like, they clearly care about each other, because at one point, like, the kid's on pills, and his brother goes, hey, eat. It's like, why? You gotta take your pills. What are you, my mom? Someone has to take care of you. Like, they care for each other. So when he storms off, his brother goes to try to help him, because it's like, hey, they're literally in this together. They're the only ones that understand what the fuck's going on.
Yeah. But no, like that was one thing that's kind of odd. And another thing too is like the fact that within the first 5 minutes of the show, you know, he talks to the sheriff and he's like, hey, so I'm going to be doing something. He's like, okay, well, you're not Clark over here. And he's saying that literally outside, like where everyone can hear them. And I was like,
Yeah.
okay, that's fucking a little ridiculous. Plus two, it's like, you're so secretive, but yet you can say out there when you have like walkie-talkies on, someone can fucking hear this. And then two, it's like we don't get any explanation as to why he's even allowing him to know this. You know what I mean? Like, we need to have some kind of character development with that dude, the sheriff or whatever the fuck he is, way before we start like, oh yeah, and by the way, he's important because he knows his fucking identity. He's like, what's even his name, dude? Like, that's a pretty important character.
Because if I'm thinking about the right person, eventually, isn't that fucking Lois's dad?
Well, yeah, but see what I'm saying? It's just it's weird. It's like you don't let the kids know, but he knows. And plus, two, it's like that guy's not just some dad somewhere who's like a humble whatever. Like he literally is like part of the whatever the military or governor, whatever the fuck thing that's going on in that city. He's like super important to not know, and yet he knows. It's like that's weird. And then, once again, we get this villain that comes in and starts fighting Superman. We don't know that character. We don't have no explanations for that. And then it's like after that fight happens, and Superman comes back to being just Clark Kent again. It seems like, you're not upset about what just happened. You're not worried that like while you're walking around in your not Superman suit, he's not going to show up again and fuck you and your kids up. Like that's kind of silly. It's like he completely no-sells it right after the fight, like the next fucking morning.
Well, again, but it's like the fight happens, but as something that again the characters say, it's like. To him, this is a very similar situation where it's like there's always going to be some bad guy. There's always going to be something going on. But what I like about it is usually with CW shows, it's the typical, I am the bad guy, and for random motivations, I hate you. But first of all, that looked exactly like Doom Guy. They show what it looks like. I'm like, is he just fighting Doom Guy? Like, is this just the Doom Eternal DLC? But what I like about it is he's not just a typical throwaway villain. Oh, I have the same powers as you, therefore I fight you. It's like, one, this is an experienced Superman, but two, it's like, the writing here is strong. Look, tell me that's not Doom Guy.
That's definitely Doom Guy, yeah.
But at one point, he's like fucking yelling at Kal-El, and he goes, "You are such a fucking embarrassment to Krypton that literally your homeworld makes you sick and stabs it with kryptonite." I'm like, I don't know how much money they gave you or the balls they gave you. They're letting you do whatever the fuck you want with Superman. I have not seen anything just like, yeah, we're gonna talk shit about Superman. This whole episode was like, yeah, Superman isn't the fucking in fact that her father's also a fucking sergeant, but like. They probably should explain that a little bit, but that's something you can explain in the next episode. But what I like is like I can kind of see where this is going, but it's strong writing. And especially in a situation where people are generally giving this generally giving this good reviews, even though the fact that there's a Marvel superhero show that's out that people are loving that deals with a lot of emotions and grief, WandaVision, but it was like, well, this isn't as good as it, because what happens when a DC product comes out? They compare it to the immediate Marvel product. You're not seeing that. You're seeing these two separate shows dealing with family struggles in two completely different ways.
Yeah. But to wrap it up, I guess, for me, look, I agree with everything you said as far as positively. That's why I'm not really saying the same things, because I think you already kind of covered it all. But for me, the negatives that I feel like weren't mentioned by you, I feel are very glaring. Because it's like, once again, they just kind of like, hey, so Superman's here, and he's great, and he's married, and that's great, and then they have kids, and that's great, and then this thing happens, and it's great. And it's like, like I really wish, because like even though he's having this thing where like, oh man, he's his kids are mad because they're just so awesome and they don't like that they weren't told a long time ago, and it's like once again, even his problems are so like based on just how perfect he's at least trying to be. It's like Superman, the character, and any incarnation of the character ever has never earned a fucking thing. He's never earned anything. The writers who do this character never earn anything, and because of that, I feel like this show is constantly like I'm always like working against the show when it's trying to like bring me on. Like, no, trust me, it's good. Like, just stop hating the fact that it's Superman. But Superman's the worst point in this, and I feel like what they're doing with that other character, that Doom guy, whatever the fuck's going on, I think they're gonna get Superman to go fight him somewhere, and we don't have to see all the action, so they can save some money on that budget. And if they do that and focus on the kids, I gotta tell you, this could be some amazing shit. They just please give it a Superman. Make him go do something.
I mean, I don't think they're going to, because it's literally called Superman Lois, but I think what it is especially the fact that it felt like the villain was not the focal point. It was the family, because it's called Superman and Lois. I think what it is they're going to focus on the fact that it's like, yes, Superman has to deal with the emotions of family, and it's difficult. You can see that he's trying. You see that he's focusing on that. Like, I think that the villain is there just for the other fans. Like, I want some action. Okay, we're giving you some pretty good action.
Yeah. But that's really cool, though. I feel like everything but Superman is really, really cool in here. I think some of the CGI stuff is kind of silly, but like there's other moments where it looks great. Got God, I love the kids, the two sons, and the girl that's connected to one of them. I think that's really cool. But yeah, I'm gonna watch the next episode. Like, I'm actually kind of hyped to watch it. It's gonna be cool. So with me, I give this a 3 out of 5. It's a little bit above average. But how about you?
I fucking love this. This to me is my WandaVision is fantastic, but this is probably, I always said Black Lightning is the objectively best CW show. This has the money to fucking take it out, because it's like you managed to get the acting, you managed to get incredible acting out of these actors who I thought were terrible. You managed to do emotional stories that had almost tearing up. This is the pilot episode, and I'm feeling the proper emotions in the proper places where you're doing things that there is a death that happens early in the episode. I did not feel like, I don't want to spoil what happens. I didn't think they had the balls to do that episode 1, and I was like, you feel for Clark. You feel for Clark in that moment, because you're like, how the fuck did they have the balls to do this? And it just kept going, where it's like you're telling real stories, you're doing real shit, and this is a character who I've never liked. I've never liked Superman. This is the only time I've seen a Superman-centered thing that I liked. The animated series was fine, but that's because Batman eventually shows up. And Justice League was fantastic because, again, Batman is there. But like a solo Superman thing, I've never really enjoyed until this came out. I'm like, this is fantastic. Everyone in it is giving their A game. The writing is fantastic. Because they are contractually obligated that every single Superman thing has to do a Man of Steel shot. There's a Man of Steel shot where like he falls into a fucking store and walks out. It looks fucking great. Like they're fighting in the city. It looks really fucking good. I can't wait to see where this goes, because if you're not going to focus on the action and focus on the character development, you have a good place to start. And if you are going to have the action of this random Kryptonian, which I feel like they kind of threw together, then do that as well. You can do both. And I honestly can't wait to see where this goes, because clearly they set this years afterwards, where I don't think they want to connect it to the Arrowverse right away.
Yeah, no, I don't think so too. Which will be kind of interesting to see if they can actually do this entire season without bringing those kind of things up. But if they do bring it up, then fine. If Marvel's doing it, I understand why you guys got to do it. So I won't even take points off if that's the case. But yeah, no, I'm really glad you liked it, man. I'm glad that I actually agree with you for once on some of these comic book things. It's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I got a review. It's gonna be great. And he's like, I'll watch it too. I'm like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
Now I have to sit here and be like, this is my superhero shit, stupid, and this sucks, and you're the worst person. You're stupid, Alan. So what do you think? Let me try to bounce off nothing. Okay.
I'm sorry, man. When the shit's bad, it's bad, and then there's things about
everything to you is bad. Go fuck yourself.
I just proved you wrong numerous times. I think you hated more things on this show than I did.
Bullshit. But to give it a rating, this is definitely a 4 out of 5. Like, this is one of the strongest pilots. But somebody Vice brought up in chat that this is almost as good as Doom Patrol. I mean, it isn't, because Doom Patrol is amazing. Mm-hmm. And it is the best TV show of 2020, hands fucking down. But this is like, if I were to rank fucking pilots for television, like CW, not CW, but like DC stuff, Doom Patrol's number 1. This is almost number 2. The only thing that beats it was, holy shit, the Legends of Tomorrow had a fucking amazing opening. Like, that first episode of Legends of Tomorrow is one of the best pilots I've ever seen.
Okay, well, like I said, man, I'm just glad that we fucking agree with this and everything, but we are going to get the fuck out of here because I have to pee. So, with that said, you tell people where to find you over there in that Metropolis Collective.
All right. Usually, this is where I would spiel, hey, check out the Metropolis, where you could follow me and do the Illuminati podcast and all that jazz. But I have a second plug to do as well. Tomorrow, hopefully, unless the world falls apart, I will be on with a buddy of mine, Sebastian. He basically just bets me out of blues, like, hey, you want to talk about some more Spider-Man stuff? So if you want to see me go more into depth, I can't pronounce the fucking thing for the life of me. So, yeah. It's called oh fuck I don't it's Spanish, so its actual translation is talking shit.
It's Sakima.
I don't want to fucking mispronounce it, but I did put the link into the chat there. But check that out, and I'll basically follow me on Facebook, so I will do the tags and everything there, where I'll just basically show when we do the episode. But be sure to basically keep an eye on that. In the next few days, I will be on there, and basically just follow my Twitter as well, where I'll put that into the chat as well. Follow my Twitter, because that's where I'll give more and more updates for stuff like that. Or you can just hear me talk shit about random video game companies.
Yeah, but definitely check that out, guys. That's the Seba show over there. Or it's probably not the Seba show. It's called Hablando Shit. Yes.
Yeah, the little translation is talking shit, but I'm going to fuck this up, so I'm not going to bother.
Yeah. You know what you're going to deal with, by the way, because you got that shit wrong? You're going to get choked out, son.
I literally didn't. I fucking hate that photo so much. At least put effort into it.
Oh, the music is playing. We're going to leave with this, guys. I'm going to leave this on the screen the entire
time.
Oh,
really?
We got a raid?
Yes, we are
Yeah,
definitely
Aaron's
rating.
brother, yeah.
Yes, it's rating right now. Boom! Oh, you guys see it pop up right there? It's not popping up my screen though. What the fuck? Okay, there you go. Yes, you're gonna get a bunch of peoples over there, Aaron. Thank you guys for chilling with us. I really appreciate it. You guys are the shit. Gary did make that, and yeah, he's a wonderful man for doing so. I will stop fucking with Alan.
I don't believe you.
That's not now we're ending. But yeah, Rojo and his cousin are playing Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. That's such a great game. So hopefully you guys have fun watching them. Enjoy them. Enjoy this raid. Bye bye. See ya. And with that said, we're out. Bye bye guys. Toasty and Alan is in Super Street Race.
I hate you.